Hello, everyone. Critique pause on point. So pause on point. We're back again.
In the spring
old
season with new
Yeah.
beginnings.
In earlier in the morning for me because fucking daylight savings. I'm tired of shit.
Well,
I
my
wanna
time zone
die.
has changed, and I don't think yours yet, right? Because it's a thing where different parts of the world does do it at different times
Well,
of the year.
I think, we went. I can't remember if we went forward or backwards an hour, but we moved. We moved down here, so I.
Oh, I think then it's the extreme. We went different directions.
Yeah, that's why it was like I looked at the stream and it was like, oh, it's 7 o'clock, and I'm like, ah, shit, shit, we're gonna have to get up at 6. God,
I'll do it
God
an hour
damn it.
later next time.
Yeah, we might need to do that. We'll adjust. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll adjust it as we see fit.
No, it would be handy if it was an hour later this time because I got my airbrush and I've been working on it and a 3D printer.
Yeah, Ellie's been doing some artsy fartsy stuff.
Yeah, and today I was doing let me do a little bit of painting. Do it by hand instead of airbrush because it's all minor details and whatnot. Painting a face. So I felt very much like Gojo, Dress Up Darling. Like painting the faces, getting those eyebrows just right, and the eyelashes. Very fine details. And then I look at the clock, it's like 3 hours later. And Damn.
Time flies. rip my time.
Rip my schedule of getting stuff ready for stream. Or at least, doing it on a relaxed space. So me, while we were half an hour, 20 minutes before stream, me rushing to get all the images for the anime talk ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nerd, so anything you've done during the Eastern or the
not particularly. Not really. I haven't been doing anything too exciting. I mean, I did help the neighbor with his shitty laptop yesterday, so that was fun. But yeah, no, I've not. Yeah, mostly just been chilling. Mostly just been doing the usual, doing the Arknights, doing the GFL, doing the fun stuff.
I suppose I've been playing. I mentioned right that the Styx game, the Goblin stealth game. I've been continuing it out of a more of a need to complete it rather than me actually liking the game or anything. It's more the game is easy enough for me not to have an excuse to beat it. But it's kind of longer, reusing levels and all that stuff. But I'm getting so close to the end, I cannot stop now. So I'm going to kind of finish it begrudgingly, and then I'll say I finished the 6 games. It's all right. I
did
guess.
it. Yeah, I did it. I did the thing. I did the thing.
Oh yeah, I did. I did want to show the people at home my fancy. I'm doing it on the wrong scene. This scene.
Oh no!
Here.
Oh no!
Look at my Gengar that I made for a colleague.
Hey. Oh yeah, that's gonna be the next thing. All of your colleagues go, "Oh, Ellie's got the 3D printer. Can you print me a beer can holder and a?"
Well, the thing is, Remetsu, when I say, "Hey, I have a 3D printer, I can paint it." Also, nobody knows what they want. Remetsu, imagine I have a 3D. I'm next door. I'm that neighbor. I have a 3D printer. I say I can print anything you want. What do you want?
I actually wouldn't mind one of those controller things because I don't have one. I don't have one for my my 8-bit fucking duo thing or whatever it's called that I got to play infield with.
Yeah.
So I actually wouldn't mind one of those control things. I was looking into them. See, because here's the thing, Ellie. Like, you could start up like one of those 3D print
farms
business things. Yeah. because that's been like the new like there's one of those there's like a few of those websites down here that will do the 3D print for you, and or they'll print just generic kind of like stuff.
Yeah,
and so that was
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, making a business out of it or anything. But it seems like well, I suppose once I optimize my setup and get a second printer or anything, then it would be easy. Maybe, but for now, it's just too much of a hassle to sand off the support break off points and refill any gaps in it and getting everything just fine. How do you know what it is? It's a resin printer with all the toxic fumes and my ventilation setup.
It's he has to do his big toxic fumigation.
Well, as I mentioned before, right? The ventilation is more for the pure ethanol that I have rather than the plastic fumes, because the ethanol smells more, and people notice it when it's a wealth of ethanol, pure ethanol, goes into the entire staircase of all the front doors. People will start asking questions.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Why am I smelling alcohol? Is this place going to burn down? That's that's kind of questions I try to avoid. So ventilation it is.
You don't want them thinking you're making drugs down there.
I could open the door and they see a 3D printer and a painter set, so that would explain it. But then, am I getting toxic fumes and whatnot? No, it's fine. But
no, it's fine.
But I can smell it. Yeah, that's true. So I've ventilated all the way.
I'm trying to remember, because it's been like 2 weeks. Did I talk about the con that I went to?
Yes, with the 3D articulated 3D printing.
No, because I did go to a con, but I'm trying to remember did I talk about that last stream?
Yeah, you mentioned going to a con.
Oh, did it? Yeah, and I got the Gunslinger Girl. Yeah, because look, my brain is fucked right now because of the time zone.
Feel my pain, except in reverse.
Yeah, it's like, god damn it. This is what 4 hours of sleep does to a man. But no, well, no, it's always good stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of there wasn't actually a lot. There was a few booths of that at that con, of like the 3D printer stuff, but I've heard like horror stories in the US of that, where it's just like booths upon booths of people just selling like the same fucking like dragons and articulated like things, right? There's no actual like custom stuff, right?
And
if someone's like doing their own shit, then that's
how those are made or painted, at least. Maybe they just put a lot of coloring agents into the resin and just print it out all in one go.
Well, a lot of them are also not resin. A lot of them are the other one, the filament one. So they use the filaments.
That's
because you can do like multicolored. You can get like multicolored like filaments. And
rainbow color filament. That's also. I thought maybe they just dipped them in paint with like a those metallic colors that or loosely mixed paint and then dipping it in, and then it's you have a nice random pattern of paint on your thing. But no, I'm not going to be a articulated dragon, articulated octopus.
Go to your local con, sell your $5 articulated dragons. Oh man. So yeah, outside of that, we're going to be talking about modern fantasy.
Oh, it's so different from whatever other fantasy.
Yeah. Look, listen, Ellie. Witch Hat Altair it's never been done before. Never been a fantasy show with magic girls and figs and stuff. Big people are probably, because I know Magic mentioned the thumbnail. That's probably explain what's happening with that. So I kind of like. my response to the whole Rich Hat Altair situation, which is basically the culture war side of it, is I'm pulling a James Ralph, right? Where I'm just not gonna watch it. And the reason I'm not gonna watch it, right, is you've got one side of things that's like shitting on it purely because of the culture war. Which Altair? That's the thing, Gouda. Which Altair didn't do anything. The author did, and then that leads to culture war because she's like a giga leftist or whatever. And so I'll kind of explain, right? Like you've got one side of it that's just shitting on it because she's a giga leftist and they want to shit on it for cultural reasons, right? And I don't really want to be a part of that because I don't think that I'm. So yeah, she's J.K. Rowling, but fucking left. Probably a good way to put it, Gouda. But then you have the other side of it that's just glazing the shit out of the show, not because it's a good show or a good story or whatever, but just because the author's a turbo leftist that adds diversity and all that other shit into the work and whatnot, right? And I'm just looking at this stuff and I'm just like, I don't think I want to be a part of this. I think I'm just going to excuse myself from this situation. Because you know me, I'm anti-woke, right? I have my bias, right, in one direction, right? And I don't think that I'm going to be able to give the series a unbiased perspective in that way, because I'm going to be, like, it's going to be in the back of my mind, and I'm going to be, like, overly critical, if that makes sense, right? Like, I'm going to be looking at it for things to shit on, just because I don't fucking like the politics involved in the work itself that the author specifically puts in the work, allegedly, and, spews on Twitter, right? So,
well,
that's
it's kind
why
of
I
funny,
decided to...
too, because I was having fun watching my Magic Hat show, and then suddenly I see you go, "Oh, it's so woke." Like, what are you talking about?
and that's what I'm gonna try and avoid, right? That's part of why I'm excusing myself, right? Is I'm gonna try and be like part of me excusing myself from it is I'm gonna not shit on it, right? I'm gonna not, because if I'm not watching it, I can't, like, I can't comment on it, right? Like, if I'm not watching it, then I'm not gonna be able to, like, be like, oh, it's trash. It actually, like, Ellie, it's horribly written, right? I can't say that if I haven't fucking read or watched it, right? So yeah, so instead of like ending up being like horribly biased in one direction and not being able to give it a fair crack, right? I'm just not gonna do it. So that's kind of what that is. But I'll still, like, if it comes up in videos and whatnot, right? Like, comment on like what the video people say about it, and if people like talk about it on Twitter and whatnot, right? I'm not gonna not retweet shit, right? I'm just not gonna like directly partake in the culture war shittening one way or the other, right? And that's sort of my stance on it. Because I feel like it's kind of a shame, because I don't. It leads to people not being able to like look at the work on its merit. Because when you've got one side, like I said, when you've got one side of it, that's like, oh, it's so good because it's got the Vertiglino diversity, like the tweet that, because I showed like Ellie like exhibit A, exhibit B of what I'm talking about, like reasons why you should watch Witch Hat Altair. It's got ethnic diversity, disabled characters, queer characters, characters with vertilingo, SA representation, hijabs on characters, beautiful characters and art styles. The author is pro-watermelon, which, pro-Palestine, right? And then you've got like the response to that from another guy that's like, name 10 good things about Witch Hat Altair without mentioning diversity or the author being a Western feminist.
It's a good show, sir.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? Like you, I think you can be a little bit more unbiased because you're not tapped in, right? You're not tapped in to this bullshit that poisons the mind, right? I'm too corrupted by the evil, right? I'm too corrupted. So I trust you to watch it and not give a single solitary shit about culture war stuff, and you can tell the audience if it's good or not, right?
Yeah.
You can be the one to say if it's good or not, right? Because I think you'll be at least fair about it, right? I just don't think that I can be fair about it, so I'm just going to excuse myself from the conversation.
Yeah, sure.
In that
but should we go to the video, because we're kind of
yes, we should.
We've
pre-rambled enough. There's enough pre-rambling for one day. I'll just read the chat because Gouda's going off. Remember reading the manga and it was alright. Don't have any gripes about it. I mean, my stance is don't give money to people you blatantly hate you. Yeah, that's a good one. Still enjoyed Harry Potter, but man, HBO Harry Potter. What they did to Snape was critical. It was criminal. I think that we've learnt is separating art from the I think there is like it's hard to separate art from the artist when the artist is like actively doing shit with the work. That's fucked, right? It's kind of difficult. But again, that's part of why I'm excusing myself from critical critiquing the show, I guess, right? Because gotta have some standards, I guess. But anyway, let's so Video Man though.
Yes.
It's not necessarily just about the witch hats. Modern fantasy feels different. And you were telling me this is kind of like, the new thing good. Ignore old thing. We never happened.
So we have covered this channel once before, and I keep eyeing this channel, but it's just like Fern character is something new, so fresh. Stark's journey is so cool.
How Fern teaches you media. Why didn't we do that one?
Because it's all the same. It's a billion.
Why Farron teaches you media literacy? That sounds fucking hilarious.
I didn't see that one, I have to admit.
Well, if we get through this one really quick, maybe we can do a 2 for 1. Hey, technically we've got more time now because we started early.
Hey, well, for you at least. For me, it's the regular starting time.
Yeah, I'm having a look. Yeah, so sometimes rule of cool is enough. Yeah, like he's spending like half of. I mean, then again, I guess this was when Farron was airing, so it kind of makes sense. But even then, yeah, it's 11 minutes. Yeah, even yes, in 2 hours.
He's Glaze Central. Any new and
this is some Glaze shit. Yeah, like he just like Farron, Chainsaw Man. Profound versus Tragic. 5 months ago, he was talking about Dan. Yeah. So it looks like,
he's just glazing the new
He's just glazing Farron. Yeah. I love.
And sure that it's fun to talk about how we like Frieren Retsu.
Yeah, Frieren is a good show.
Very good show.
It's good stuff.
But let's not elevate it to be the greatest thing in fiction of all time. I think
the funniest one on this list that I'm looking at is like he has a video from 12 days ago that's like they ended one season and announced another. It's a 9-minute video about fucking how Farron was like, did the thing that like most anime do.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Like, what are you doing, bro? Oh fuck, man, come on. All right, well, anyway, let's I'm gonna grab my can and let's see how much glaze we have in this video. Because I'm wondering if this is like the transitional video, Ali. He's gonna transition to Witch Hat now. That's gonna be his
I'm not sure. That's kind of why I picked this video, because I believe he'll make 1,000 Witch Hat videos. So I want to like have the first one and not bother with any other Witch Hat from him.
All right, well, let's see what he's gonna say.
For a vast majority of my life, I've kind of hated high fantasy. A mix of oversaturation and uncreative spin-offs really soured me on the genre. Somehow, people kept making the same magical world, which to me always felt ironic. The foundation of fantasy is building a whole new magical universe. It felt like there were a couple highly influential founding members that everyone copied into oblivion.
You know
Yet some
that Delicious in Dungeon is just D&D. It is in the name, basically. Right?
This is a massive, like, first off, this is vapid as shit. He's not saying anything. He hasn't used any example. Like, what do you mean? I don't like high fantasy because high fantasy is like just the same thing over and over and over again, right? What does is Warhammer fantasy like the same as Age of Sigmar fantasy? Like what? Like again, like what do you mean by this, my man?
But maybe to skip ahead a little bit in the argument, he likes the dungeon meshy Delicious in Dungeon because it's a unique world with new unique focus. But in the end, it's D&D.
It's D&D, yeah, and most of these, like, if you understand like the lineage of a lot of like what these authors are getting, inspired by.
Well,
right?
I suppose
like what
technically, I believe that Delicious, Dungeon Meshi is more on based on wizardry than the Dungeons and Dragons. But whatever.
Well, it will be more based on yes, because wizardry is fucking huge in Japan. That's like the one that kind of took off. But I really need to drag Lolly into one of these streams so he can talk about this stuff because I do talk to Lolly, even though like he doesn't come up on the show a lot anymore because he's got life stuff. And he's like right into like the Japanese tabletop scene, so he knows all about he knows all about what's going on over like the history and the lineage and stuff of how these games, like the Dungeons and Dragons, got brought over from the West. It ended up kind of morphing into wizardry, right? And they kind of started doing their own thing with the concepts, right? Which is what's inspiring a lot of these works, right? They get inspired by their D&D games. Well, we're just going to use D&D let's just use D&D as like a shorthand for like fantasy role playing. Right? Just to make it
token games.
Yeah, for the purposes of making it easy for the viewers to understand what we're talking about, right? Because just bear in mind that it's not just D&D, and it's a bunch of Japanese Pacific tabletop games, right? They play these because they didn't necessarily have like direct Tolkien inspirations, because Tolkien, obviously, translations of that. I wonder what the Japanese translation of Tolkien works is like. Be an interesting discussion to have, I guess. But like the popularity was not as massive from what I understand, but the popularity of the tabletop stuff was. So a lot of these authors are getting inspired by those kind of fantasy ideas and mechanics, and that's why you see so much similarity within the different systems and worlds and stuff, because they all kind of lineate from the same thing, but a lot of the time they will deviate in different ways. The author
and then you have then we get kind of the RPG JRPG split where where Japan focused on the this stuff, the side view, the turn-based simplified version, while the West, the RPGs, kind of kept the focus of real time, went more into real time and 3D games. Japan, was fine with 2D for a bit longer, and that's Final Fantasy and all that stuff, and Dragon Quest, and etc. etc. Well, America went more in the in Elder Scrolls and other, you know the split,
yeah. So I feel like a big problem with this, like outside of the fact that this guy's vapid as shit, right, is a lack of kind of historical context, right? But even then, it's really hard to kind of counter what he said, because he doesn't actually like again. what do you mean by high fantasy? Right? What do we actually like? Do you mean like isekai? Is that what you are calling high fantasy right now?
High fantasy is when people cast spells in a fantasy world, basically.
Well, yeah, I know what high fantasy. No, I mean like, what is he calling generic here? Right? Like, what does he mean by like, oh, I don't like this thing, but I'm not going to explain exactly what that. Because if he just says, oh, I don't like high fantasy because I think it's generic, you and I can come out with like 50 different fucking high fantasy things that are all distinctly different from one another, right? So
I don't know, Konosuba or something.
like there's different, all kinds of different.
Zero no Tsukaima or Overlord.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just saying in the chat. Getting blatantly D&D based anime. Oh yes, yeah. Because there is a wizardry anime coming out. I'm going to be watching that when that comes out. It looks pretty hype. Lolly's been like screaming at me about
When is
apparently it is really good. I can't remember when it's coming out. It's called what was it called? It's like fucking. I have to have a look at my anime thingamabob schedule thing.
I'm not seeing any new trailers for FX Senshi or FX Fighter. The day trading anime. There's been one.
Don't worry. It'll come.
It's supposed to be this year. I want it this year. I want it now.
It'll happen. But no. There is a wizardry anime coming out soon, and apparently it's based on a really good light novel. So so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's get back to our vapid man here. See what he's gonna say.
Somehow, despite my inclination, the shows I've talked about most on this channel are
shows.
Series, I hope.
Don't you mean show, not shows?
Well,
you've only been talking based on your thumbnails and your titles. You've only been talking about one show.
Freerun.
What do you
maybe
mean?
Dungeon Meshi in a Freerun video
like
or something.
Once in a blue moon, he talks about Dungeon Meshi. Yeah, like, come on, man. Let's not kid ourselves here, right? But anyway.
Are all fantasy. I'm not the first to point at a trio of fantasy stories that feel like a harbinger for this new era, but that doesn't mean I don't want to throw my hat in the ring. I believe the primary reason my mindset on this genre has shifted so much is because of the change in quality. These shows really are true to the name, fantastic. So welcome to this week's video. My name is Pei, and today we're talking about Witch Hat Atelier and the modern fantasy revival. I get a lot of requests to talk about specific stories, but there's been one that seems to be above and beyond the rest. As of recording this, April 6, 2026, Witch Hat Atelier has released its first 2 episodes. And to no surprise, given the trailers, it's immediately breathtaking. It's actually even inspired a series I plan to do in the future, exploring.
Oh no!
Very good of you to.
Oh no!
Also,
so the
text on
glazing
screen.
begins.
Do it when you have like a emphasis on the thing, not just when it's like the word breathtaking.
Breathtaking. You're breathtaking.
Oh, that's the
smells of. Look, I don't know if it smells of woke yet, Gouda. Like I'm gonna try and be fair.
Smells like vapid.
Smells like vapid. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, I feel like the glaze is about to happen. Right, he's about to start glazing the shit out of it. And I'm wondering if it's gonna go any deeper than just wow, visuals so cool.
Step by step the components that go into a visually stunning anime. But before that, today I want to focus on giving this show's release its flowers. With all the hype I've seen surrounding the release of this story, it somehow really met those expectations. In the past, when I've talked about magic in media, I very often have reduced it to power systems and structures. Remarkable tools that give protagonists the means to fight even worse villains. But one of magic's strongest influences in any given story is the ability to create a sense of wonder. And this show, immediately over every other good thing it's doing, creates a beautiful sense of wonder. From magic pop-up books to a mentor figure that can aptly be described as a mix of Howl from Howl's Moving Castle and Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. There's
because he has blonde hair, white short hair.
He's got the glasses. He's got the glasses.
Apparently, this manga predates Jujutsu Kaisen, so Gojo is stolen from this series.
Yeah. So there was a funny Twitter, like, to bring up a Twitter thing. There was a guy who was like in part of like the Twitter shit fighting around this. There was like someone in his comments that like posted some like fucking porn of these two, and was like, I can't wait for this scene to get and it was like really good porn too. Like it was on model art style from the manga porn that looked like it could have been from the fucking series. And it was like, I can't wait for this. I'd have to see. I mean, obviously we can't bring that up on stream, but I could put it in the chat for Ali. Because fuck. Oh man.
No, I mean, sure. The mysterious glasses guy. I've seen this archetype before.
Mentor man,
tall man, astute, sharp. You know, I can't think of a character like that right away, but the sharp, handsome man that's your mentor is not a rare thing. I mean, it's kind of like if you want to do it slightly differently, it's kind of like a butler character, in a sense.
Maybe. I mean, like, I don't know, because I wouldn't necessarily call it generic, right? But I do think it, like, from the outside looking in, Witcher Altair definitely feels kind of like, I wouldn't say it's a Harry Potter kind of thing, but it does feel like, okay, so you've got this girl who's mucking around with magic, right? Because I've seen some clips, right? She's mucking around with magic. She makes a big fuck up. Her whole house gets like covered in crystals and shit because she fucked up, right? You're playing with fire essentially, and this guy basically saves her from that situation. Is like, hey, I'll take you in, teach you how to actually do magic, and then maybe we can save your mum, right?
Yeah,
it's like the basic TLDR outsider looking in.
That's
of the plot.
That's like the basic chain of events. There are also like, you know, some emotional things.
It sounds very hero's journey.
Yes, it's so the one thing, just, you know, because I like the show.
Yeah, because you are the one that is actually watching.
Yeah. So what kind of happens is you're introduced to Retsu that magic is something you're born with. You have if you can do magic, you're a witch. If you don't, you're a filthy common peasant that cannot do magic. She has seen magic in the past and wants to be a mage, but she isn't one. But she really likes magic, but it's so pretty and fancy and all that stuff. She got like a mysterious picture book and a wand from a witch who showed, hey, have this picture book and wand, so you can become a witch, but you know you can't. You have to be born with it. Then this guy shows up because carrying escorting some noble rich ladies to this Altair where protagonist and mom lives to buy some cloths. Thing happens and she spies on him and finds out that magic is not something you cast, it's something you draw. Anybody can do magic. But it's kept secret, hidden. Secret society, hidden from the public.
So
lies
because the only part of this I can talk about is the cultural side of it. There was a funny tweet around this from so there was like a manga panel where there's some like black girl or whatever, some black old girl talking to the young girl and being like, oh, anyone that would try and restrict knowledge from you is an oppressor or something like, I don't fucking remember the exact quote, but someone like quote tweeted that and was like, liberals who think that you shouldn't be able to have a gun find this compelling. and I made a joke that was like, we need to ban assault wands and extended mana potion. So the school fireball incidents must stop.
So
we need magic control now, Ellie.
So
only the true enlightened can come.
Yeah, so they kind of,
you know me. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. So to continue it, so they did in the past anybody can use magic and it caused like mass casualties and deaths all around, etc., etc. And
yeah, just
so
like guns, yeah.
So a pact was made, a covenant was made. Witches were now going to erase your memories of how to do magic unless you're part of the magic covenant of the pact.
For the big.
And if somebody outside of the the covenant of the witches club learns that you can draw magic, not anymore. You don't know it anymore. But otherwise, there are like a bunch of rules, like you can only like cast magic as tools, basically, and you cannot cast magic on you or on other people. That's against the rules, and offensive magic is basically banned. Casting magic on yourself or others is banned, and some other minor rules. And the reason why she's taken in is because she kind of just drew she learns that the wand that she was given was actually a pen and some ink, and she was just tracing a magic circle that she didn't know what it was, and it turned her house into crystals, including her mom. This guy over here says, "Where did you get that picture book? What was that symbol?" And she says, "I'm not sure, I don't really know anymore." And then he goes, "Damn, I need to find the person who gave you that picture book. I cannot erase your memories."
We need to find the person that gave you that AK-47.
The bazooka, more likely.
Yeah, the bazooka, the RPG.
Yeah.
like you just like, here, kid, have this. Gives them a fucking nuke.
More like a box of grenades in this case.
That's probably more accurate. Yeah, just here's a box of grenades. Have fun.
So he is he's
gun
kind
control
of
man here.
Yeah. He's
ATF agent Gojo. I'm making my own fun, Ellie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm making my own fun. I'm gonna have to make a meme. That's this guy with like an ATF hat.
So he is kind of he's taking her in to teach her magic, not really because he really wants to teach her magic, but more to induct her into because she knows the secret. Yeah. Therefore, it's better to teach her properly. And though he wants to erase her memories, he can't because he wants to know who this person is who's giving kids boxes of grenades. And telling the secret to everybody who figures it out. That we cannot have that. We cannot have people learning the secret that anybody.
We can't have masses being able to do magic, the dangerous things. That would be very bad, very, very bad. We can't do that.
So that's the plot summary of the stakes of the first 1.5, 2 episodes.
And like I said, I mean, it seems fine. Like, it seems like a pretty solid, plot structure. Like, again, it sounds like it's a very hero's journey standard, standard time, right? Like, it's fine.
It's not very different from basically the Demons of the Shadow Realm, where character lives in fancy good world. The house that he lives in is turned, blows up, and he has to run away to somewhere else and train in the meantime with new powers that he gained. That's
yeah. You get stuff, and then that it's all fun times, fun things. So hang on, let me just get back to my. No, it's all good. So I got to get back to what we were doing. There we go. So let's continue with Vapid Man's
There's going to be no end thirsting over this character, which leads to the main question I'd like to.
They're going to be thirsting, Ellie. They're going to be thirsting after our boy here, our pretty boy.
Oh, did you see that skin-tight shirt, sweater, wetsuit that he's wearing?
Yeah. Yeah, he's so you can see the contours of his.
But he's so kind and handsome, but he says he has this secret agenda and a secret side to him.
Oh yeah, he's secretly big ATF agent.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna shoot your dog. He's gonna shoot your dog.
He would basically.
He would. Yeah, he would shoot you. Gonna shoot your dog. Oh god. I mean that's kind of the interesting thing, right? Is you've got this pretty boy character. You can kind of tell it's got that female orientation of story. Instead of having the hot girl, it's the pretty boy, right?
Yeah.
For the character to get into. If you could tell, I'm kind of stalling because I'm busy.
Oh.
I am doing the meme making right now. I'm almost done. Just give me a sec.
Oh no!
Talk more about how based and woke the show is.
What I like is just to explain the concept real quick. I don't have any. If this goes on, I don't have anything to say at the end anyway.
I'm almost.
So done. You saw the bit where he was flying in the air, right?
Yeah.
Real quick. So the
bot's not working, by the way. It's ready to go.
Oh,
I could just slap it in there and it'll show up. Hang on. Yeah, because it's like a very, very quick edit. It looks dog shit. I would do better if I had more time.
I don't see it right now. Oh, wait, I have to press. Oh, there you go.
We could. Oh, you can slap. You can slap that.
Very scuffed. Here. Oh, he fits right.
It's very scuffed. Yeah, it's very scuffed. It'll work. It'll work because it'll be very small. You can't tell that it's very, very bad.
He fits right there. I don't even have to move him.
There you go. Yeah, you don't even have to move it. There you go. ATM.
No. So anyway. The fun thing is Nametsu that magic has to be like has to be a circle around it and a signal in the middle and some modifiers surrounding it, whatever. But the magic is only activated when the circle is complete. So what those witches do in this show, Nametsu, is just draw like a magic circle on their boots with like air pushing magic on their boots. So when they put their feet together, the magic circle completes and they have like they lift off in the air. That's how they fly. Put their feet together. There's a magic circle now complete on their shoes, on their soles, and now they can lift off, which is neat. Anyway, that's my stalling complete.
Sounds good. Yeah, stalling has been completed. We can now return to learning about the adventures of the ATF.
Exploring this video. What makes modern fantasy so appealing? How have Frieren dungeon
What? I know we're pausing it up. What makes modern fantasy? First off, what the fuck do you mean modern fantasy?
I get
what he means. I get what he means when he says modern fantasy. He's meaning like fantasy shows that are coming out in modern time, right? But that also like modern fantasy, like I don't know. a futuristic fantasy, a sci-fi, if you will.
Naretsu, the modern fantasy of the knight married to the barbarian king, or
yeah,
whatever.
The modern fantasy of yeah, exactly. Like, God, I hate it when
modern fantasy of Demons of the Shadow Realm. So
they just make shit the fuck up, right? They just make up fucking words and don't actually fucking mean anything. Like the silence of fucking the darkness of Super Mario World or whatever, right? Like, let's fucking come on, man.
Yeah,
let's
like
pack it up.
And especially Witch Hat Atelier done it so right. Today's video is brought to you.
Today's video is brought to you by Modern Fantasy Skillshare.
At least there's like a countdown timer.
Learn how to draw your magic circles properly with Skillshare. Take our 3-day course on how to cast grenade magic.
Crystallize your house and see its skill value.
Crystallize your house on this channel for good reason. They stand for something I believe in deeply.
I'm going to mute the video for a second.
Yeah, you can mute it. Yeah.
It's like a whole minute. So can you skip forward a little bit?
Hang on. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Hey, look, a drawing class.
The first 5. There you go. Look. Be part of the first 500 people to use. You get a free month. You get a free month of Skillshare, guys. You can learn all about grenades. Good.
Now back to the video. Something I noticed multiple times while watching these first 2 episodes was how much I found myself comparing Witch Hat Atelier to Hayao Miyazaki and Ghibli films. Maybe it had something to do with the style of expressive animation, or the nature of the story in following a young, charming female protagonist being thrown into a magical world. There are multiple reasons why I think that comparison
I see a little bit Ghibli in how the magic is somewhat whimsical, except when it crystallizes your house, I suppose.
Except when it crystallizes.
That's the only comparison. Then it's the only because it's it was shown briefly. He kind of makes a small magic circle, puts it in like a thing, and then it turns into a witch hat ball of light. A ball of light with a witch hat on top of it. That's whimsical. That's a little bit Ghibli-like. But to call it like wholly Ghibli, that's a little bit much. Because Ghibli is more than just...
I feel like it and it's also kind of like the most normie thing, because all of the people talk about Ghibli all the time, right? Like, I don't really think everything that's like fantasy, or big magic, big thing, like, it's kind of a played comparison, I guess, to compare everything that you like to Ghibli, right? Because it's like the universal. That's the good. It's the universal. Oh, Ghibli is good, therefore thing I like must be compared to thing that's good.
TV anime doesn't really have like the space for it, but Ghibli is also has lots of contemplative long pans of scenery and such. The scenery, the environment, the mood of the place, the personality of the place.
Quiet darkness of Ghibli.
And all that such things is an important part
and
of the
all
movies.
That shit, yeah.
And this so far, the show is only like a medieval fantasy with a little bit of whimsical magic, but only Naretsu, the only reason why it's whimsical magic is because they banned all other forms of magic. If you cannot use magic on yourself or others, it's only tools. It's only... And the teacher is going, hey, we banned all the magic, basically, but let's have magic be fun and cool and neat, nice, and all that stuff. So that's what the teacher wants to impart, that the magic is nice and happy and all that stuff. But
it's not like it's super dangerous. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
But as long as the magic that can kill people exists, there is a dark side to it, and the Ghibli vibes. I suppose some Ghibli films have some gruesome deaths, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough.
All right. Let's continue.
Popping up for me, but at the forefront, is the way both Witch Hat Atelier and Miyazaki use magic to evoke a sense of wonder. I mean, look at the colors and lighting used in this flashback. Magic and fantasy and...
Look at the 3 nanoseconds of that flashback that he shows you to kiss this excitement.
He could. There is.
Hang on, I can go back. Look at. Okay, this is what I mean about me.
Sense of wonder.
Hang on.
I mean, look at the colors.
This is what I mean about me being overly critical here, because to me, I look at this, and part of it is the compression on YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. This looks this big yellow bloom sunshine. Like, okay, the colors look okay, but I wouldn't say this is like amazing, right? Like, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It looks better on like our stream than it does on the like watch together, because you've got the quality cranked up a bit. Also, hi Sammy, how you doing? I'll just let it play a little.
And lighting used in this flash.
Yeah, he's talking about the lighting, but like the only part about the lighting that I would say is kind of cool is you've got that like little flying thing that's causing like the sun, that's like the sun rays, right? Like it's
but she also does that but Clip is a little bit too
she's
short.
Also doing and that's cool, right? But that's just like how lighting works, right? It's just like, I guess that would have been kind of hard to animate, I guess, but like it's not I don't see why it's like that big of a deal, if that makes any sense, right? And I also don't like, to me, looking at it like looking at it through like the perspective of the higher quality on our stream side, right? It's not bad. Like, I should get a screenshot and I should show you what I'm seeing on my end, because like it looks worse.
Oh no.
I'll show you. I won't put it in the thing to bring up on the stream, but it's just because my watch together is like set to a lower quality by default for some reason. I don't know why. I'd have to figure out what the. There we go. Just get over to cast text, and like, this is what I see, right? Versus what you see. Like, this is what I. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Okay, give me one. I'll just do a snip tool and come on, snip tool.
Yeah, you don't have to put it in the.
No, this is just we're talking to ourselves, ignoring the audience completely.
Yeah, we're ignoring the chat. But also, it's good. Yeah, it's all right, Samu. Oh, well, you're late. Well, time zones and stuff have been a bit mucked lately.
Hey, look at those clear lines, Nemitsu. You can actually see.
Yeah. Like on my one, you can't. Like, it's all kind of crushed because of the compression. You can't really like see what's going on. But that's what I mean by like. But like, I wouldn't like, again, like, I'm not trying to be like overly critical, but I mean, even with my bias, right? I'm not trying to be overly critical of it, but I just don't see this as like something to write home about. Like, it's fine lighting. It's good, right? It's all right. But is it like Sakuga, right?
So there's like the scene right after when the witch is saying to her she doesn't know what magic is. So what's magic? And then the witch goes, magic is something wonderful, whatever. And then there's a very, very cool animation that happens.
Well, then why didn't he fucking show that?
I don't know. I don't.
Like, that's kind of the thing, right? It's if you're gonna make your case, you should make your case, right? He only shows us like a few frames of her walking down these steps and says, "Oh man, look at the lighting. It's so good." it really does come off as glazing, right? Like he's just like, oh, so
yeah, but we know this channel is Glaze Central. You've seen all the Frieren videos.
You've seen, yeah. But anyway, let's let him continue.
Back. Magic and fantasy and storytelling should evoke strong emotions.
I will say, like, I know I'm pausing, but I did see the clip of the Crystal House thing, right? And yeah, no, that looks good. It looks good. Well animated. Very fluid. Very
more
nice.
More than a Crystal House, I liked his flying escape. That was very well animated.
Well, yeah, like the whole scene, the whole sequence.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I'm talking about the whole thing is good, right? The whole thing is
grabbing
really
her and then rushing through the window up into the sky.
Her struggling, trying to save the mom, right? Like like it's good. It is very, very good stuff. So.
Intrigue and fascination, whether it comes from characters being excited about learning new things or having daunting realizations about the extent of how wide this magical world is. And I think that engaging with magic as a world-building tool and aesthetic is especially enhanced when you have something as beautiful as this show is. I mean, you always want a project where the whole outweighs the sum of its parts, and also for the parts to be pretty darn good. I mean, all three fantasy stories, Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, and Witch Hat Atelier, have fantastic scores, strong art direction, beautiful animation, and more than anything, a magical world that plays into all of those things. In all media, there tends to be trends, and it's very common for them to eventually oversaturate themselves. And while I think we're far from the most prominent pop culture trend right now, these kind of edgy shonens in JJK, Chainsaw Man, and...
It's very interesting how you can kind of tell what this guy watches based on what he talks about, because he's mentioning like, oh yeah, you have all of these like edgy, what did he say, edgy shonen, right? These edgy shonen shows like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and whatnot. Meanwhile, we're over here talking about like, can girls be kind to otaku? And warrior princess and
me with my 5 different high school romance dramas.
Yeah, like like last season, right? We're talking about fucking like playing death games and roll over and die and shit, right? Like we're not we're watching like some stuff that's a bit more shonen orientated right now, but I mean, that's like the funny thing is. I wouldn't necessarily say there's like an oversaturation of these things, right? At all. I think the balance has actually been pretty alright the last few seasons in terms of stuff coming out. So it's interesting to kind of, like, you get kind of the vibe of what someone like this is like paying attention to. Because I don't think this guy's watching fucking death games, right?
No,
I don't think he even knows that it exists. I don't even think he knows that exists. Right?
I've watched one of the Ramparts of Ice. It's my current favorite. It's kind of my show of the season. But it's only 2 episodes, right? I would place it like above Witch Hat Atelier for the moment, and that's about like a relationship to the max, discovering
like
who you are and all that
not
stuff.
like I'm looking back at like the last few seasons. Like this guy isn't watching shit like Toa, right? He's not watching shit Dusk Before the End of the World. He's not watching like, if I have a look, what was in summer? Like he's not watching stuff like Cleavatris or like, I think, has he watched Silent Witch? He hasn't like indicated that he watched Silent Witch. Silent Witch would probably be up his alley, right? Like, like that's a thing that he could be talking about, right? Like there's what else have we got here? We've got Kowloon. Like he's not looked like, has he watched Kowloon, Rock Lady, right? Like this, like we're watching like usually, at least in terms of the stuff that we tend to cover, like pretty varied stuff a lot of the time, right? Like we do actually watch a lot of we do actually watch a lot of the animus in different genres and different things. We're not just focusing on specific genres. Whereas I get the feeling, based on like this guy's thing, he's only really watching like 1 or 2 genres and not really expanding his horizons into anything like outside of that.
He has like Oshinoko, right? Was the big one of last season. He has no videos on Oshinoko as far as I know, seen, or at least you've seen.
Yeah. But anywho, let's continue.
Attack on Titan disappearing. I do think that the stories I'm talking about today are kind of a response to that. These somewhat wholesome slice of life fantasies. Ones that don't necessarily shy away from action or remove it completely, just don't make it the priority. A major component on why I think Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, and Witch Hat Atelier are so popular is because of how beloved their audience is with the manga.
How can Jujutsu Kaisen be in response to Witch Hat Atelier when Witch Hat Atelier started before Jujutsu Kaisen?
I gotta hear that again. I'm confused. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking? But also, like, I do have to go back as well because it's like, hang on, yeah, I'm being dumb.
Culture trend right now. These kind of edgy shonens in JJK, Chainsaw Man, and Attack on Titan disappearing. I do think.
Okay, so he's saying that these like edgy shows are disappearing. What the fuck was Sentenced to Be a Hero? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like he has major blind spots, right? Because he's acting, and this is man, it's like a classic case of my good old friend anime tunnel vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, but it's even worse than just anime only tunnel vision because he's completely ignoring like, I would not be surprised if he thinks Sentenced to Be a Hero is an isekai, right? I would not be fucking.
Well, but don't you know, Naretsu? Tatsuya is from Japan. He's a Japanese name.
Yeah,
that's
it is
right.
isekai. Yeah, I was gonna say, but this is what I mean, right? Like, I don't think that he's actually like has any fucking idea as to what's actually going on in the anime climate because his only exposure is the stuff that gets popular, right? And so he's acting like, oh, all of these, like, all the big edgy shows that everyone loves, like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and, I mean, Attack on Titan, right? Like, you know, they're all disappearing. No.
It's called
no.
I think issue with calling it disappearing when they're just over. When it's just a season is over, the next time it will be on air is in like a half year.
I mean, I would class, like, I mean, it's only an episode in, but I'd class Demons of the Shadow Realm as being
of course,
same yeah, like that.
Mother
it's written by the fucking Full Metal Alchemist.
A mother gets murdered, scored in front of her daughter.
Yeah, like, gee, come on, man. What are we doing?
That the stories I'm talking about today are kind of a response to that.
Yeah, no, like how the it's like you said, how the fuck is it a response? That's not how this works. Like, I fucking hate it when people do this shit. Where it's infantilizing, like, the anime industry, right? Where it's like they think that, like, they treat these the whole industry like it's like entities, right? Like, oh, like the country of shonen, edgy shonen, is like in a recession. So in response to that, the fantasy anime country, Ellie, is creating
the contemplative fantasy.
The contemplative fantasy anime country is like, and it's so divorced from what's actually going on, right? That it fucking just infuriates me because people believe this shit. They fucking believe this shit. It's so dumb. No, what's happening, right, is we're just seeing popular stuff, right, that sells well. Like, the books sell well, so it gets an anime. And the animes are good because they are given they're done by good, talented artists, right?
Yeah.
Like animators and artists that get paid to make the thing, right? Because it sold enough to be able to justify doing the thing, right? And it's not some fucking like, oh man, this genre is dying to be taken over by this genre. This thing is it's, oh god, God, dude.
These somewhat wholesome slice of life fantasies, ones that don't necessarily shy away from action or remove it completely, just don't make it the priority. A major component on why I think Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, and Witch Hat Atelier are so popular is because of how beloved their audience is with the manga.
Well, yeah, no, it's like I just said, no shit.
A manga that people like has fans.
Yeah. A manga that's good and people like it and it sells well. It gets an anime. Shocking, I know. Like I knew about Witch Hat Altair way before the.
Oh, I've seen pretty pages for a couple years now.
Hell, people were like, I saw some cosplayers for it at the con I went to.
Oh,
right
before the anime. That's how you know that.
Yeah, before the anime. Yeah, like and I'm not talking like cheap cosplayer either. It was like a couple of like actual like hardcore looking like big project. Oh wow. Okay, sorry, I'm on Twitter as well. It looks like that other shonen thing. What's it called? Kagabuchi, the like black samurai looking the dude in the black. I'll post it in the.
I don't know which.
I recognize it because I've seen like some shonen tards talking about how based it is or something. I don't know. There you go. I don't know if it's real or not, but I'll put it in there.
That's oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. You know that one. But basically, yeah, like it's amazing that the anime industry works the way that it works, right? Like, oh boy. Popular thing that clearly showcases that it has a market gets an adaptation. Holy shit, Ellie. Wow.
Source material for all three is held in high regard, and it indicates that these fantastic stories have yet to reach their peaks. So let's start.
Why? How is that
what do you mean?
Following conclusion? How does it follow?
Man's just speaking words, right? Man's just saying things. Like, what do you mean?
Exploring the specifics. What makes this New Age fantasy so good?
Alright, okay.
The first obvious place to start is the world and magic. At the center of Frieren's story is her longevity as an elf. The inciting incident, central conflict, and Frieren's entire character arc is built around the apathy that comes from her magically enhanced life.
She does no wait. Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't. She's. It's not because she's magically enhancing her age. It's because she's an elf, and elves just live long.
I mean,
she's
age...
not casting. She's not casting the anti-aging spell on herself to make it that she doesn't.
I'm going to chalk this up to writing too many words in the script. It's not that her age is medically enhanced. I'm gonna chalk this
up to this man has no fucking idea what he's talking about. That's what I'm gonna chalk up.
It's basically the same thing. It's more that he considers elves just magical beings in and of themselves, and therefore their age is magically magical.
Which is, but it's the way that he like words it, right? It makes it come off like he's saying, "Oh, she's like magically enhanced her age," or it's like, no, she's just a fucking elf. Come on. What are we doing?
In Dungeon Meshi, we follow a group of adventurers interacting with a magical ecosystem, becoming part of the food chain with tons of recurring themes surrounding the concept of consumption, living in a eat or be eaten world. My favorite storytelling tends to find truths in lies, placing fantastic characters in circumstances that are enhanced by the magical worlds they exist in, where the struggles they face are something that touch on the innate human condition, applying to the real world.
You mean like every story ever?
Yeah, it's I really could sum up this video as just man's just saying words. Like he's saying words that have no meaning, right? It is the most vapid shit we've watched in a while. Like, what do you mean? Oh yes, Ellie, the fantasy world is touching on the human condition and the dark sadness of the world.
In Ramparts of Ice, there's a scene where where our introverted main character had fun interacting with a bunch of people today. But Neretsu, she's introverted. Her default thoughts are, I want to get out, I want to be alone. but at the same time, she had fun talking to people. So what is it? Internal conflict of who you are and what you want to be? Do you want to talk to people or do you want to be alone? Figure it out. Is that not a relatable concept to the human condition or whatever? Who are you in relation to others?
Yeah. God, but anyhow.
Despite its total lack of magic. Because emotions, the human experience, the intensity of it all, to me feels very magical. It's like being totally immersed at a concert surrounded by thousands of people, or at a sporting event when something crazy happens. Very rarely do the recordings ever really capture the magnitude of the experience. That's where art comes in, capturing the truth of existence through manufactured emotional manipulation.
What the fuck did he just say? Manufactured emotional manipulation.
He was thinking he was like Shakespeare when he was right.
Dude, he's fucking scripting this, and he's writing with one hand, he's jacking off with the other. He's like, oh yes, yeah, emotional. Oh, it's just man, I'm such a.
I am going into the meta layer. I know that I am being emotionally manipulated.
I am a video making god.
I understand the human condition, and I have risen above it.
I read words in a dictionary once. I need a moment to recover from that. Holy shit. Fucking. Just what again, like, but what does any of that even mean, Nelly? What does any of that even fucking mean? What is he even talking about?
Naretsu, he saw a good thing and he liked it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the entire point.
I know, it's so fucking... I know what the criticism would be of us here in that, oh, you guys are just being anti-intellectual or whatever. But it's like, this is fucking fart huffy shit. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
God, are you going to accuse me of being anti-intellectual?
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking...
I love myself a deep, psychoanalytical, metatextual societal critique.
We are Joe fanboys. Like, what do you... But the difference between Joe and this guy is Joe actually fucking explains shit. And actually, the way that Joe formulates his videos is in a way that makes it actually palatable to someone, like he has a point, right? And he actually makes the point, and he uses academic stuff to make a point, right? But he doesn't, like, make it so complex that someone that's a layman is just left completely dumbfounded. This guy, like I said, he doesn't have a point. He doesn't have anything. He's just saying things to make himself sound smart. Man subbed to Solar Sands.
I don't know who Solar Sand is. I'm looking at the channel and I'm not seeing. I mean, it's Vizio essayist, but I'm not seeing. I would have to watch the videos.
It's
I understand your point, though.
Yeah, it's just fuck, dude. What are we doing?
In this case, of a willing choice to engage in it. Audiences are sitting down and saying, tell me a good story. And magical worlds can be an amazing foundation for good stories. In Witch Hat Atelier, magic is gatekept because when it was used in the past, it was used recklessly. It's taught as something that's only available to those who are blessed at birth. Whereas in reality, anyone with the right tools, skills, and understanding can create their own magic. There's something already inherently fascinating about that concept. Coco, the protagonist, also helps a lot in being incredibly charming, because to me that's one of the most important parts of these magical worlds. How does the magical setting serve the characters and their arcs? It's a question that I think every fantastic fantasy story eventually answers, because magic can serve as both an immediate hook and as a central component of exploring the full depth of a fantastic character arc. If you look at the common storytelling structure of the hero's journey...
Oh, wow! Wow!
Straight to Wikipedia.
No, but yeah, it's almost like that's what I was saying. Like, oh yeah, it sounds like a pretty standard hero's journey type story, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's not like a negative. Like the reason we have story structures such as the hero's journey is because they're proven to work, right? It's a proven track record, well paved road that just works. And there's nothing wrong with having a basic hero's journey story, right? It's what you do to differentiate yourself from other hero's journey stories that bring, is what kind of makes things more interesting, right? Like, obviously, Witch Hat Altair is clearly different to Star Wars, right? Because to make the comparison with heroes, two different heroes' journey style things, right?
Also, in the hero's journey thing, Kazuma Konosuba says, "Hey, go defeat the Demon King." And what does Kazuma do? He sits at home doing nothing, at least for the entire runtime of the anime. Shit. And then the dangers come to him instead. Is that the hero's journey? Is that him going through the threshold and temptations and challenges? He goes on a journey? Not really. No. I don't know what even his threshold guardians would be. Like Aqua that he kidnaps?
He's not an old fart like we are with over 20 years. Yeah. Fire Force EG showed him us. Oh yeah, I could talk about Fire Force because that ended last week. Talk about that. Gushing Over, man. Yeah. Meanwhile, over here we got Cleavitress. Yeah, Gushing Over. Yeah. But anyway, let's continue.
One of the first steps is a character being thrust into the unknown. Discomfort and challenge is not only essential for conflict, but also fantastic for character growth. So take, for example, the inciting incident of Witch Hat Atelier. If you want to avoid spoilers, just skip.
Oh no!
I told you already.
We already know.
Coco is drawn heavily through an intense passion towards magic, but also promises her mother that she won't leave in pursuit of it. However, when she was younger, she received a counterfeit journal from a masked witch, one spreading magic where it's not supposed to go. Slowly dabbling in these forbidden spells, she accidentally casts one that encases her mother in crystal. So there are three aspects of this inciting incident that are really interesting. The first and most important is that these consequences set the story.
This is some romantic shit right here. This is
some also
female hands. Female hands drew this. Female hands drew this.
This is also very manga panel core. They're like four. And Retsu, could you tell that the water orb was a manga panel? That his pose at the circle window was a manga panel, and that was a manga panel.
I'm not saying that as if it's a bad thing. By the way, it's just I just wanted to put it out.
In motion, clear a plot for Coco to learn magic to save her mother. Second, all of these consequences are byproducts of Coco's decision. The same traits that will likely end up drawing us to this character, like the passion and curiosity she has for magic, lead to the downfall of her current circumstance. And third, finally, magic's the center of this entire inciting incident. The magical world she exists in, the passion she has for magic, the way she snoops in to learn about how it works, and the innocent ambition that backfires. My favorite fantasy stories use magic multiplicatively. It functions as a catalyst to enhance everything else about storytelling that I love. The characters, the conflict, the world.
It's just every magic ever.
Yeah, it's just words.
And even if it's not magic in a magic world, then it's the other thing in the magic. What is the one ring in Lord of the Rings? It's an object of desire, temptation, power. It's a bunch of different things to different people, and who do response differently to it, and blah, and what different thing in different, and it's just that the core thing of the show is different to different people and is used in different ways. This is not very...
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, we're almost even done too. We only got like 2 minutes left.
That's what Witch Hat Atelier, Dungeon Meshi, and Frieren do well. They tell a good story, and magic makes it better. I think it's always fun to have a piece of media come along that changes your opinion or perspective. I think fantasy as a genre is in a great place right now, beyond just anime. There's a couple lit RPG series that I'm a huge fan of, like He Who Fights with Monsters and Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Oh! Isn't that the one that like Mother's Basement was like shilling when we covered him that one time? The guy in his like underwear or whatever. Remember. Yeah, no, I remember. It was like he was like in his underwear and he's got a cat or whatever. And he's like, it's like, yeah, that was the one that Mother's Basement was showing. I very much remember that. Yeah. And Mother's Basement was in some shit on Twitter too this week. That was kind of fucking. I'm not gonna get into it because it was a whole fucking thing. Where basically he opened himself up to getting like dunked on because he tried to dunk on people who don't understand how anime licensing works. Like he was correct, but then he said something along the lines of, "Oh, it's such a shame that people get all their anime news from people that have no idea about anything to do with the industry," and people just started fucking destroying his ass because he's said so much shit that's just blatantly fucking wrong in the past, right?
Yeah.
So he just got fucking flamed. It was so funny. But anyway, let's cap this off.
I love the absurdity of the worlds and stories being crafted. I think they come together beautifully to explore pretty deep, complicated parts of being a person. I think storytelling in itself is kind of magic. It's definitely a melodramatic claim, but I think it's fantastic that we get to step outside of our own shoes. Our lives are so dominated by our own perspective. I distinctly remember an experience in middle school that I think a lot of people have, probably much sooner than me, that every car we pass on the freeway or person riding by on a bike has their own unique life, with tragedies and triumph, love and hurt. The billions of people that walk this planet have unique...
Just before the end, I'm getting really annoyed at these nonsensical edits and shots. Like, do we really need a shot of Fern's shoes when he says the word shoes? Was that a thing? I mean, I've complained in the past that the shots didn't really match anything that was talked about in the video at that moment, right? I do appreciate when the topic of the video or the script matches the scene somewhat. But I don't need shots of shoes when you say the word shoe. I don't need cars when you talk about cars as a thing when in your fantasy. I get it. Show a horse cart if you so. Don't even bother with the horse cart. I don't really care.
Yeah. But anyhow, 1 minute left.
Experience that are dominant on perspective. And storytelling allows us an opportunity to take a step away from that, to experience a curated perspective of a life through a character. Frieren and Dungeon Meshi, and even Witch Hat Atelier so far, have been fantastic experiences, where I get to be completely emotionally invested and learn along the way. And all of these stories, incredibly grounded explorations of emotion, are set in a magical world that can't possibly exist. I think there's something fascinating about that. Because throughout my life and everything I've been through, there's been this recurring theme that a good story is enough to completely move me. I think that's why I was drawn to pursuing a career in analyzing media.
Good things are... Ellie, I'm a big analysis man. Good things are good. Alright? That's my big brain analysis of anime. Good things are good. Bad things are bad.
So, a confession towards the audience, right? At first, I had a video that I wanted to pick. I told Naretsu, hey, this video might be good. It was a video about Bocchi. And you have Bocchi, and you have Silent Witch, and you have like another show, and it was about.
I think it was one that I put in the. I think I put that one in. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I put it. It was.
Yeah.
But how Bocchi the Rock created a new genre of anime.
Yes, and I saw the point, right? Nervous rag girl genre or setting. All right.
Girl failure genre or something.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I suppose it's like a newer genre. There's like Hitori Bocchi which was before Bocchi, but Bocchi was popular. I understand that it was like the one you put on the thumbnail or whatever. So are you going to talk about like other characters and how it's morphed them recently and what this might say about society actually as an actual interesting point?
Yeah, like changing tastes and
society, maybe more maybe the democratization of writing and getting into the industry means that more people can write about these experiences and it finds more of an receptive audience and la 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 la.
Yeah, there's stuff to chew on basically. Right?
Yes,
stuff to chew on.
And then there's like Snowball Earth, and it's about a guy who has a massive failure in every social dynamics. First episode, second episode out right now. And then I watched the video, and it's a plot summary of Bocchi and.
It's a mother's basement video, essentially.
Well, it's even less. It's just a literal. Monica is in a hut, and she has a co-worker that is mean to her, and she's forced to
and then she does this, and then she does that, and then she does the thing that does another thing that, and then that happens, and this happens, and that. I'm smart.
And I was very disappointed because I believed I saw the thing. You could talk about the rise of the socially awkward failures and how
you saw the potential.
Yes,
right. You saw the potential there in what could be cooked.
Yes,
but then you just got some raw, like not even raw fish, not even sushi. You got just a fish on your plate.
Yes.
Just a live fish, basically, on your plate instead of an actual video.
You didn't even try to cook, man. What is this? Not even table salt.
Yeah. And then we get this video,
which
is like
kind of the complete opposite. Like, man, you're cooking water.
Yeah.
You're giving me
not even boiling the water. You put water in a pot. you put water in a pot and served it to me. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I can really taste the subtle flavor of water in this.
the deep darkness of water. The silent darkness of water. Lukewarm water.
But it's just the right temperature. Just the right. Here, your dinner.
Oh man! But all right, we're done. We're almost there.
Just tiptoeing around making it. So I'm very grateful to be here for what I consider a fantasy revival, directed by a range of different fantastic stories. While this video wasn't completely dedicated to Witch Hat Atelier, I can't wait to see more.
I can't wait to glaze it.
Like a complete video series of like the first 5 student characters that we meet and have it they're all there.
Yeah, gonna do a 13 video exploring series. Fucking. Oh man, yeah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one. Holy shit! Like again, the biggest problem is he doesn't he says a lot of words that you would think like he's trying to be smart, but he's not actually saying anything with all of those smart words, right? And that's like the real crux of the problem, right? Is you can't just say things. It took us an hour or so. Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna cover the other one that we submitted. We'll add that to the queue. We'll come back to it. Fucking.
No, it's good. No, I like my, very egotistical of me, but I like my analogy of he was cooking water.
Yeah, I think that is actually amped, right? That is actually what this video is. It is water in a pot, right? Like, he hasn't put any salt in it. He hasn't put any, like...
Not even stone soup.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking... It's vapid. It's fucking steam. It's not even water, it's steam. He put steam in a pot. Somehow. Right? Like, that's, like, yeah, it's so fucking weird, right? And it's what I don't understand is how this has like 45k views. Like, how do people like this shit?
This is the mother's basement. He likes the thing I like, and he's validating my views.
Yeah, like, I guess there is probably some like bias, like, like confirmation bias going on with that. I'm adding that video to the queue.
Go ahead.
God, I hate the fucking like thumbnail shit where it's like, oh, we'll do a different thumbnail. But yeah, no, this was really vapid. This was really vapid. He didn't end up saying anything or really making a point outside of Witch Hat Altair is good, Furin is good, Dungeon Meshi is good. Just yeah, I guess they're good, but
you can talk about how Dungeon Meshi is in part about a part about is about ecology and food chains and dependencies and systems and relying the whole ecology system, right? That's one part. The other part is that it's also about kind of relationships and relationship systems. There's one character I like very much, and he's like the opposite of the main character. Because the main character is like a monster freak. He wants to eat every monster, and he doesn't look at people at all, right? He has no attention for people. He's, I don't like to throw the word autistic around because, actual diagnosis, actual things, etc. He's autistic in the way that he's obsessed by a thing and he's ignoring all other social cues instead. But then you have this other character. He's like the complete opposite. All he does is pay attention to people and their relationships. He's obsessed with finding out every detail. Who is talking to who has a relationship with who, and he likes it so much because it builds a history, a network, a whole world that he can then know. And I wouldn't call him autistic in that sense either, because it's an actual thing. But he's very obsessed, and I like his character very much because I also find it very cool to know all the connections between different people and the network that forms out of it. Explains a lot about behaviors and systems and all that good stuff. And I would love. No, I cannot make. It's not really in my capabilities, in my skill set, to make a video about how these two characters are opposites of each other, and how they are both existing in their worlds and do different things and blah 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 blah. But I think somebody else already made a video or explained.
I have to go find the videos of things.
But I like the show. I haven't finished the manga. I haven't really was that far. I didn't finish watching the seasons of Dungeon Meshi, but I like this character a lot. I can talk about him, say things I like, specific points, other than it's a modern fantasy revival, and not explain in any way why or how.
Yeah, because I don't like, and again, it's not like these series have just kind of popped out of thin air. Like, even he brings up like the mangas were already popular beforehand, so I wouldn't really say that there was like a massive fantasy revival, right? Especially when yeah, especially when like if we want to count, like these people wouldn't count isekai as fantasy, but a lot of isekai are in a fantasy setting, right? So yeah, it kind of.
Because Mushoku Tensei also is that it's basically all it's introspective to the max. It's all about introspection. That's all it ever is. It's introspection, introspection, introspection. Who I was, who I will be, what I am, learning, overcoming, etc., etc. That is all that Mushoku Tensei is. That would fit in this lineup of Freerun, which is also all about introspection. Actually, I don't really feel as that much about introspection in that sense. It will be in a later arcs when the line is involved and wishes and wants and all that stuff. Blah blah blah. Spoilers for the future. What was the other one? Dungeon Meshi Freerun and Witch Hat. Witch Hat is new. I've seen pretty images, but I don't know anything else.
But anywho, I guess we'll move into talking about a bunch of the animus.
Yeah,
we got a bit to talk about. Isekai derangement syndrome. Yeah, a lot of people have that problem where they view the isekais as just being horrifically bad.
It's the next thing to hate after Moe. Your Moe cute for a slice of life.
It's ruining my anime industry, Ellie.
Yeah. So Naretsu, I just
Oh yeah.
I just put these posters in, but I've forgotten which posters I put on which slide.
Which one has Fire Force on it? Because I guess we should mop up some
I know what happened. I kind of deleted that one to replace them all, but I put it over one of the drop shows. Don't worry. It will be back in.
So
1, 2, or 3.
Fucking cinema. Absolute cinema.
Oh no, Natsu. Can we save Fire Force for like when we finish talking about one of the shows where we or I dropped, so I can put the poster back on.
All right then. Well then you pick a slide that has a drop show, and then you talk about a drop show, and
then. Yes, sure. So all this is like High School Central in this.
Yeah, you and your high school romance nonsense.
There's one of you have one of these here.
Yeah, I do actually.
Don't blame it all on me. All right. Mistress Kanan is devilishly easy. Daughter of the demon of greed, gluttony.
Big demons.
She goes, I like to eat alone, and goes to the demon, to go to the human realm to eat some delicious soul. And then she kind of mind controls one of the students, and after establishing herself as a regular student, she goes, hey, I'm going to eat you. And then the boy goes, sexually? Sure. And then she goes, wait, what? No? Oh, wait, yes, sure. I'm going to wrap him around my finger and do all this stuff. But oh no, I'm so embarrassed by doing it. And then the boy gets kind of pushy, and she gets flustered. And it wasn't. I'm not. I have the second episode downloaded. I don't think I'm going to continue watching it. It's not that funny.
It's just not capturing.
It's not getting me. It's the premise is the premise of oh no, I'm so embarrassed is not really one that I am all that interested in, right? It's well, you know what I mean, Ametsu. Oh no, I'm so embarrassed for being in this relationship thing. It's
getting a bit played out for you.
Yeah, like more assertive confident in that sense. That's more fun than just being embarrassed and pushing away. I mean, there was all bunch of all other characters in the poster, but maybe I'll try the second episode. Maybe I'll change my mind. But for now, I don't think I'm going to continue this one.
It's gone. Bye.
Let me
put Fire Force temporarily on there so it can be gone later next week.
There it is, back on.
Right. So, Absolute Cinema. Elliot's. Oh, it's so good. So, Shinra becomes God, right? Becomes a God man, and he recreates the world. He's creating Soul Eater world. They decide, okay, we're going to create a new god for people to worship, and he's going to be the god. He's going to be Death, right?
Yes.
So he creates Death, and he kind of explains basically what we're going to do is, in order to stop big despair, we're going to lower the value of life, right? And have death not be like a thing people have to like be afraid of, right? And people should just live their lives and not have to worry about shit. And then Death takes all of everyone's fire powers and all of the power and stuff, except for Arthur, because Arthur's still in space. And Death is like, I'll get to him later. I'll get his one later when he comes back down. And then, yeah, Death buggers off for a bit. And so Death goes off and disappears. And yeah, now it's Fire Force world, kind of. And we get kind of the epilogue section where so Tamaki hooks up with like the guy who had like the big jacket on, the Juggernaut guy.
Oh yeah.
They become a thing. They go on a date, and everything's really cool. There's a lot of like monsters and stuff in the world, and so Arthur's having the fucking time of his life with Excalibur. And Shinra basically creates what's known as like the hero core thing, which is because there's no need for the Fire Force anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no there's no fire stuff. So instead what they basically do is and also everyone I mentioned that, I didn't mention that, everyone comes back to life, and the people who died have their like the guy who gets like his head cut off by like that one chick like ages ago comes back, and his head like is able to detach until he puts it back. It's very cartoony because it's all kind of gone back to Soul Eater rules a little bit. And then that guy hooks up with the person that killed him, which is kind of funny. Also, Blair makes a small cameo, which implies that Blair is like thousands of years old. It implies that Blair is like as old as fucking Death, which is funny. So essentially the world is not necessarily in chaos, but there are like, because when Shinra recreated the world, he created a bunch of shit that was like, based off his memories and stuff, and like fictional type stuff. So again, dragons and stuff exist, and so they're formed like the strong-willed people have created like the hero core, which is protecting people from shit. And you have like the one of the pink-haired girls or pink-haired girls who becomes like the first witch, and she's doing it because she wants Shinra's baby. I'm gonna have a child with you, Shinra. Which leads to some funny hilarity. Blair is Tamaki's Eros extracted. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Good. Yeah. Because all the stuff gets extracted from them. And so then we kind of skip like, I think it's like 20, 40 years, right? So we have the first time skip, and we see adult Shinra who has 2 kids, one with the nun girl and one with the witch girl. So he gets 2 wives. Ali, how come your series lets me have 2 wives?
Well, my series has 3 wives in Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Which is
Chronicles 2.
25 years, good, You'll have to correct me, because again, it was like a week or 2 ago when I watched the app, so I'm going to be probably misremembering things. But Yeah, essentially, yeah, he gets 2 wives, which is an interesting kind of play, because if people don't know, in the ending of Soul Eater, Blair and Marky and Soul kind of end up being a thing at the ending of that, and like it's implied that they kind of become a thing. So it's almost like a similar kind. It's like he ends in the same way. And yes, yeah, and so one of the interesting, because I did post kind of the ending in the chat, Ellie. They used one of the EDs for Soul Eater as the ED, for Fire Force, so that was kind of cool. And then what essentially happens is we skip. I think it's 800. Now in the anime, they kind of had a bit of a fuck up because they don't really specify that there's another time skip. But there is another time skip, so it jumps another 800 years into the future, and that's when Soul Eater starts.
Yeah.
So you get to see Kid getting created by death. You get to see young Marky and young Soul and the kind of the Soul Eater world, right? And it's explained that Fire Force was kind of like a storybook that Marky's parents were like reading to her by like the fire, right? And then that's kind of how Soul Eater ends. Oh, not Soul. See, even I'm getting confused. That's kind of how Fire Force ends, and it moves into Soul Eater. And there wasn't like a confirmation of a Soul Eater remake, but they like very much are implying it. I think they probably want to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Black Star is Rekka's family line. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of tie-in stuff and a lot of like, tying the knots, connecting the series together, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, the star-eyed guy, yeah, Rekka's family line, yeah. Also, no, I brought up that Excalibur and Arthur are running around doing stuff, and there is like a funny little, Excalibur's turned into Excalibur now, and he's just as annoying, and everyone makes the face. They all make the face.
I know the face.
Yeah, they make the face. Yeah, larped into existence. Yeah, due to Arthur. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, so it is. I would argue like it was pretty well handled, and it was really good, and it ties like kind of the overarching like themes right together. Right, this idea of humanity's like despair needing to be kind of like conquered, or like not necessarily suppressed, but needs to be kind of like turned into something different. We need to recreate the world in a way that is not going to lead to us destroying ourselves, right? Yeah. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. I think it was cinema. I reckon it was really good.
Well, I mean, I think I think Fire Force is the lesser series. So, and I like I like Soul Eater very much. So having the lesser series stapled on as a prologue to the good series, to me is like,
I think the problem is I wouldn't say it's like stapled on. I feel like having like watched the entirety of the like series, it feels very deliberate. Like it doesn't feel like I just want to fucking slap my 2 works together, find a way to do it kind of thing. It feels a lot more deliberate when you actually kind of watch it.
But there's a whole thing about Ashura, who is like chaos and despair incarnate in Soul Eater. And the whole series is madness in this case, but the madness creates like a bunch of things. So that kind of is the question: how did Ashura then came to existence in Soul Eater when Shinra is like, hey, this world is all cool?
Madness and fear. Well, no, well, the thing is, Shinra doesn't like completely destroy the despair and whatnot. He just kind of like suppresses it in a sense, or like he redirects it. So I think it's kind of a thing like those negative emotions are always going to be there because you need them to actually be human, right? but at the same time, we can create a situation in which things are significantly better for humanity. Because what the despair side of it in Fire Force wants, right? They want to basically kill everyone and burn the world because that's better than the suffering of living, right? It's very Gnostic, right? It's very the suffering of living is too great, therefore the solution is mass, right? Therefore the solution is to just give up, right? Whereas Shinra's philosophy is no, we should persevere. There is a lot of hope within humanity, and he wins over kind of the the despair side of it through that. But it's not like those emotions just magically disappear, right? But again, I would it's true that it doesn't necessarily go into the specifics of how Ashura comes into existence or whatever, within the bridge, right? There's no real, but it's very clear that Ashura is related to the collective consciousness of the despair stuff because the Three Eyes thing motif shows up. So it's very clear that there's a connection there, but it's not it's not direct. The other thing is Shinra could have just fucking tossed all that shit to the moon. Because again, you have to think about it from the manga perspective of Soul Eater, not the anime perspective of Soul Eater, right? Because the manga ending is the manga deviation, right?
Yeah.
Shinra could have just tossed all that shit on the moon, and that's why. I don't know. Alderabu's,
but this is my personal hang up of. I mean, I've.
Gouda's more included with the lore than I am.
No,
so
I see.
Context.
No, it's just I am I'm a bit hypocritical because I always say that people, if you don't like it, just ignore it, etc., etc. But I'm going to be hypocritical in this case. It's fine because it's me. That says, well, Soul Eater didn't need all this. And it's clear to me that Fire Force put a lot of course, the offer of both series. But let's give Fire Force a personality. Fire Force puts a lot of effort on fitting on Soul Eater. Getting all the clamps and putting the puzzle shaping itself as perfectly as it can, so it could fit onto Soul Eater.
I would argue it kind of only really does that sort of in this last bit, and you see the kind of the building blocks of that earlier on when you look back. Well, here's the thing, because Ali, have you actually read Fire Force all the way through?
Absolutely not.
Been watching it. Yeah, okay, so I think that's the problem. I think you actually should pick it back up. And maybe that might change your perspective on it a bit, because I think the way it was executed was better than you're kind of implying. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't just oh, I'm just going to make all of these clamps and connect everything together. It was kind of more subtle in that regard, at least up until the final 3 episodes, when it becomes more blatant, right? Because Shinra's recreating the world, and it just so you realize, oh, the buildings all look like Soul Eater buildings, and they all look like Soul Eater buildings because Shinra is trying to create buildings, but because he's not an architect, he keeps fucking up. So he had to redo it 5 times until he just said fuck it. And went with wacky cartoon buildings because he could not be fucked, right?
No. I mean, at the end of the first season or something, there was a shot of the moon, of the Soul Eater moon, and that's what. That's right. Oh, that's the Soul Eater moon.
Well, that was on the first season. The Soul Eater moon doesn't show up until this season. Season 3.
No, it was a preview, a last episode after credits scene where the moon is suddenly the Soul Eater moon.
I feel like that would have been implying the future seasons, because the moon doesn't turn into Soul Eater moon until fucking the fucking apocalypse starts happening.
No, Gara is with me.
Oh, is he? Yeah, there's a short cameo, but it's not heavily fucking.
Oh, but again, that was the moment I knew the two of them would be connected.
Right, and I'm guessing that kind of soured it. choice, and that's why you didn't
want
to continue. True. But I think that you did yourself a disservice. I think you should have probably kept on it.
But anyway, enough about the series that I didn't even watch.
Yeah. But no, to cap it off, so we can move to something more modern, right? I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. Absolute cinema, really good. Hope they do a Soul Eater Brotherhood, I guess. Right? I think that would be kind of cool. I'd be interested to see how Wit Studio, if they do get the license for it, tackles. My alarm's going off because I'd normally be getting up around this time.
2 hours later.
Well, it's my normal alarm, not my my critical critique alarm. It's my other alarm. So yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. So anyway, you do a show because I've been.
All right, Ramparts of Ice. I've mentioned it like 2 times already.
Yes, you have.
I've seen people say no. I mean, I saw like one of the visuals on Live Charts confirms it that it has the same offer as You and I Are Polar Opposites. You know, the romantic comedy of the last season. And from what I saw a bit of, from what I know from clips and whatnot, I recognize similar styles, bits, things they both series use. So I see that I can tell it's both the same offer. All right, enough on that. I mentioned before, the main protagonist is a girl, fresh in high school. She's 1.5 meters tall, so she's short even by Japanese standards. And Naretsu, she's been heavily bullied. She's been made fun of for being so short. Her feelings and opinions have been assumed and been decided for her. She has been confessed to liked by a boy, then hated by the girl who liked the boy. Had put things in her shoe, thumbtacks in her shoes and all that stuff, and a thing with broken glass and some other stuff. She lives alone, no parents inside. So that made her a bit introvert and skeptical of people. She puts
as tends to happen. Abuse does tend to do that too.
Yes. So she puts up like a wall, a rampart, you might even say, and her personality is a bit cold, like ice, you might say. So you might say she puts up a rampart of ice, you might say. But she has a friend that was called a gorilla because she's strong and rowdy. In middle school, and now in her first year in high school, she's now considered the social idol, the queen of the class. And she goes, "Damn it! Why cannot I not be a gorilla? That was fun. Now I am a saint in the class. That's not as fun anymore. But that's what I am now. But am I that? Who am I? It's not that I don't like being the idol, princess, queen of the class, but I was the gorilla. Am I no longer this? Who am I?" That kind of, learning who you are. And our protagonist was heavily bullied in middle school, and now she's being thought of as scary because she stares at you because she doesn't want to talk to you, but she's not pleased with the situation. So people just scurry away from her gaze, which is preferable to her because she doesn't like to talk to people all that much. So it's all fine. But skipping ahead, Naretsu, you see 2 boys, one on the top, one on the right. She kind of bonds with the boy on the right. Gets to know each other on like a first name basis or nickname basis. So then follows, like I mentioned, a small identity crisis of I had fun talking to people, but my first instinct is to say, why I want to be alone with my own thoughts. That's cool. Who am I, etc. But that aside, the boy on top narrative, he's kind of interesting. His thing is getting people to open up, to get over their social hang-ups with talking to people and having them open up and realize their, social potential in that sense. That's what he does. At the expense of his own social development, in that he only does things for people, but he has no wants of his own in that sense. No personality of his own other than being a good mirror to talk to. So it's a kind of a trash personality in a sense, other than, having... But he likes having people open up. So he sees main protagonist girl as closed off, rampers of ice, and he goes, I can fix her. But Naretsu, suddenly, she's talking to that boy on a first-name basis. Not tensing up, not putting any walls up, having fun. But that's wrong. I am the one who's supposed to fix her. So it's this weird jealousy that's building up. Not for her, but around her. And this weird presumptive and kind of like, I need to have a personality, so my personality will be fixing other people's personality. And that's the first 2 episodes. So I'm very into it. I like it very much.
You're into it. You're having fun.
Yes,
having fun with my animes.
It's I would call it another Reiwa romance, as in the Reiwa era of characters, people. Let's go not that far. Characters that are aware of their feelings and what they want, and are receptive to other people's feelings, and that romance is kind of established early on. Like, you're opposites, or what was like one of the previous season. Anyway, romance shows that put the focus on a relationship, not getting a girlfriend, getting a boyfriend, getting to a relationship, but starting with, all right, we have a relationship. What now? That's kind of the start. What's one I saw somebody called it the Reiwa era romantic comedies.
Era, yeah.
And I'm going to continue that on, even though it might not be true. Until corrected, I'm going to go along with it. But that's I like it. I recommend it. It's very introspective in that sense, relatable in many ways, etc., etc., etc. Just to I can go for it. Nakamura-kun. I haven't gotten around to it. It's already 3 episodes. It was a bit daunting to watch all of them, so I haven't got around to that. I want this love game to end. Or I want to end this love game. I haven't got around to it. I didn't see the episodes right away, so I didn't download it.
Yeah, Petals of Reincarnation is my one of those. I just haven't gotten around to it either.
And then the klutzy class monitor and the girl with the short skirt. I haven't gotten around to that one either. Yeah, and then it's just I haven't also gotten around to the girls who can be cute or can't be cute to otaku.
I have, so I will talk about that. Hey. So, it's good. It's very good. So the basic premise is you have Otaku-kun, who is into this sort of made for this specific series, like fake anime, right? In the sense that it's not a real, like, actual life anime. That's kind of a cross between Pokemon and Cardcaptors. And
All
he's specifically like, okay, it's the show for like little girls, but it's actually really dark and has all these themes, Elliot. And he's like, he talks about it like you would expect us to talk about, like something like what would be a good example, like the last few seasons of something that we watched that was kind of he talks about the way I talk about like death games, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know. Like he talks about the show like that, right? And he's in class, and you have the Garu girl, right? As I'm going to call her, so the one that's the darker skinned, blonde girl, and she's your typical kind of Garu type girl, right? And she's forgotten her eraser, and he takes his eraser, which is a limited edition merch eraser from the thing, and she's kind of like, oh. What's this? And he's freaking out because he's like, oh, I'm about to get bullied, rejected, blah, 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 blah. But she's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Right? And we also get into, so the long-haired girl is the closeted otaku.
Oh.
Right? She's actually very into the same show, but she's hiding it. She's like, no, I totally don't know anything about it. It's all of my sister. It's all my sister, Ellie. It's all my little sister. I don't watch that show. I'm not into it. And so that's kind of the dynamic, right? And I wonder if the show is a short, it feels kind of full Komari or like short show kind of, because it's kind of like a series, not necessarily of skits, but like there's cuts in between like the different segments, right? And so you have kind of like, oh, he confronts the long-haired girl, like, oh, and she's like, don't misunderstand, I'm totally not a fan of that thing, it's for kids, but as she's walking away, he's like, would you be interested in this limited edition keychain from the thing? And she walks right the fuck and is like freaking out over the fact that he's got the limited edition version of the thing. And there's another one where they're on like the train, and like a character died in the anime, and he's like really sad about it. And he looks over, and she's like on the other side of the train, and she's real sad about it, but she's hiding the fact that she's sad about it.
She's not mad at all. She's not coping at all.
So you have her side of it, right? And then the Garu side of it is that she's just like genuinely a nice girl. Like she's not into it, but she's like getting into, like, she's kind of the representation of like the normie getting into it via proxy, right?
Yeah.
Like she's slowly picking up on things because they're both friends, right? The long-haired girl and the Garu, right? Oh yeah, she's got me reading the manga, and so I'm picking up on things. Hey, you're kind of like that Rocket guy character who, like, helps out because she's, he's always helping her out when she forgets stuff because she's a bit of a klutz, right? Like always helping me out, and you're so cool, and and then while she's saying this, he starts blushing, and she's like, yeah, you blush like he does too. And that kind of thing, right? And I guess because I've talked a little bit more about the long-haired girl, I'll do one more gag with the Garu girl. Is she like grabs his phone and sees his social media, and his social media, it would be the equivalent of, maybe not as bad as if it was me, right? Because of all the lewd stuff, right? But like sees all of the posting about the show and stuff, and she's like, oh no, and he's expecting her to kind of go, oh, that's gross. Why are you posting all this otaku shit? It's so gross and disgusting. Ooh, gross. But she's like, no, it's cool. It's really nice that you've got a hobby that you're into.
Doesn't want to trash talk her own hobby.
Well, no. This is the Garu girl. She's
all right.
It's the other girl, right? The Garu girl is, again, the Garu girl, I feel, is like a representation of like a actual normal human being, right? Like just a normal nice girl, right? And she's like, it is kind of cool, but you should also post about some other stuff. And he's like, oh, like what? And she just comes in and just snaps a selfie and uploads it, a selfie with him, and uploads it to his social media.
Actual social media use.
Yeah, actual thing. So no, I'm into it. I think it's really charming. Like it's kind of, I can see why miserable people on Twitter are mad about the show, because what, like the kind of argument, not maybe not argument, but like the reason a lot of the Fujos are mad about the show is they're like, oh, why isn't it a Yuri between the two? Oh, the two girls. Fuck the man. Why is the man, like, just general fucking misandry going on? Basically, like, how dare there be a show where two very attractive women treat a male character who's a bit of a nerd like an actual human being and not like a fucking piece of shit, right? Like, how dare a show do that, Ellie? That's so bad, right? Because men should be put in the mines or something, right? Some dumb shit like that. So that's like the sad culture war side of this one, where it's like being dragged into it when it really shouldn't be, because it's just a very cute little, like, I think the message of the show is basically don't judge books by its cover, right?
Also,
you have
people
the guy,
aren't, and of course, people aren't as judgmental as you might fear.
Exactly, right? Like, the whole point is basically the otaku guy is also like, he's just a normal, otaku guy. They call him Otaku-kun, right? That's his name, right? Like, Otaku-kun is like just a normal kind of nerdy guy who's like, he's very into his hobbies. He goes on the autistic rants, right, and stuff. And the girls, are just normal sort of, like, yeah, they're the one girl, she's into it, but she doesn't want to, because she's also afraid of the same things Otaku-kun is afraid of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of being like treated like shit because of her interests, right? And then the Garu girl is, your typical kind of nice, normal fucking girl. And the whole message is don't judge these two girls by their cover, right? In that you would think that they would be mean to Otaku-kun because they're like the popular girls, right? And like, how could, again, it's so funny how the drama on Twitter is people doing the exact thing that I think the show is trying to like illustrate as bad, right? Like, just assuming that, these characters should be mean to the Otaku-kun because why, how dare a man have a hobby, right? So yeah, no, I'm going to continue it. I probably won't bring up Twitter drama and shit around it again. I just think, it was worth talking about because it's like one of the central discussions around the show right now is just that. But I think once the episodes come out and it goes through the cycle, right, that's going to kind of calm down. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's fun. So anywho, next slide. What do we got?
Next slide. Let's see. What's this slide? All right, this slide. Let me talk about a bunch of your shows. So,
lovely.
Oh no, I would have. It's not that bad. Let's see. The show on the top right. It's very mellow. It seems to be following different characters at different points of the season. But it isn't really my style. It's about this was one of my maybe shows. It's the first episode is about a girl who's going to a dorm room for a kind of a arts school, theater arts, music arts, that kind of style, and it's her getting her into first school, getting into dormitory, having to use, the shared baths and all the things, and dealing with people talking about each other's backs and all that stuff, and school going, why am I even here? I want to go home actually. And then, the second class roommate goes, I know that you're thinking about why you're even here. If this was not all just a big mistake, etc. And then it's about that stuff. That's about fitting in roles, school, friendships, all that stuff. It's very mellow, very scenic. It's not that my style when I already kind of have the need fulfilled by Ramparts. No, and to say I thought this before I saw the Ramparts anime, so I don't think I'll be continuing this one instead. Let me continue all right on to Akane Banashi, which is about Rakugo. Rakugo, where you talk, where you are kind of where you are performing a story, a certain fixed amount of stories. It's not that you can tell any story in Rakugo. You have to you have these stories that you can pick, but it's these stories. This girl is totally a father's child. Father is a Rakugo. He's going to do a big test to get a high rank of Rakugo, and he's practicing, and he wants to be a good dad for adoring daughter, and the daughter herself is imitating dad in every way that she can, and so she is just also doing Rakugo as her father practices Rakugo, and she's also kind of in that sense became a skilled storyteller. One early scene is that she has punched or made another whatever. She made another boy. She made a boy in her class cry. So the mother of the boys comes to them from how dare this dumb child make my precious boy cry. But then she goes, I'll tell you what happened. And then she sits down in Rakugo style and went from, and so at the start of the class, we were talking about, we are reading our essays of the person we admire the most. The person I admire the most is my father. He's doing Rakugo every day. Blah, blah. Your father? I hear he's a kept man. A kept man? What's that? My mother says that he's a deadbeat that leeches off with his mother. How dare you? And she, she does the Rakugo storytelling, and then he goes from, what? Mother goes, what? And then, how dare you? And the teacher goes, well, that's not exactly what happened. She's a skilled storyteller. So, daughter has talent. Skipping ahead. But before I skip ahead, good animation, good character acting, as as Rakugo is also told in your attitude and your voice, is done very well, and all that. But skip ahead. Day of the big test. Father stumbles hard. He's fumbling. This is his one chance to get a higher rank and have this profession, which he's doing for 13 years, as a not earning any money profession, actually starting to make money while his wife was pregnant and working and all that stuff and earning the money. He was doing Rakugo. Here's his big chance. All right, so he's fumbling hard in Retsu, but then he remembers, do it for girl, do it for daughter. And then he mans up. He gains aura. And he
gains aura, yeah.
He gains aura. And his aura maxing so hard, he's impressing the entire audience with his massive aura of, portraying all these people and what he's doing to the story and giving his own spin to it and all that stuff. Anyway, it goes well. Then, Retsu, the results. Big man was in attendance of this exam. He goes up to the stage and says, all right, I've seen what all of these youngsters have brought to the table. It's trash. You're all expelled. Not just failed. your stage name is taken away. You are banned from ever doing Rakugo ever again. Gone. And so, a decade later, Grog on scene. I am now going to be a Rakugo. And that's the start of the episode, or the series. End of episode 1, start of the story. Fun, Naretsu. It's fun. You'll learn something about Rakugo. It's probably going to be like one of those very educational sport. It's kind of like a sports anime in that you get mid-game commentary about the techniques that they use and the special skill setups they have. But for Rakugo,
fun times, fun Rakugo times.
Yeah.
Right. So
pick one of your shows.
So Digimon, I am keeping up with it, but I'm a bit behind, and I don't. No, I don't have a lot to really say. Like, we had like the final fight with the big capitalist man guy who was doing the arena stuff, and it was all right. It was good. It's good, good stuff. I just don't really it's good. That's really all I have to say. It's fine. It's just I haven't been keeping up with it because I kind of fell a bit behind, and I just haven't really fucking managed to keep on with it. So Dr. Stone, he's back. We're back, Ellie. We're going to the moon. Big moon time.
Question, Naretsu. I believe like the ending of the last season, right, was that they were all the world was repetrified for 7 years or so.
Yes, the world was very petrified, and so the first episode was basically, okay, we're splitting into like 3 groups. We have the group that's going back to Japan and the corn place, right? Make corn, right? They're going to unpetrify everyone up there. And then we have the other group that's going to stay. It's going to stay on the it's the the evil guy group, right? Or whatever. They're working on the rocket technology, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna be doing that. And then we're gonna have Senku and his group are going to go and get the rest of the stuff that they need to make the rocket, right? And so Senku, so we get kind of like the first episode is just re-establishing, right? Here's what we're gonna do. We're working on the rocket engine. X-Man's got a Xeno's got like a prototype. It's all good to go. We've created biofuel, so now we can have a fuel-powered boat that can go like twice as fast. So we're gonna go over to Spain, right? So they go over to Spain, which is the next episode.
Wait, are they going to across the Americas to get to Spain?
They go. I'd have to look at a map. Geology is fucking shit.
Are they going through like the Panama Canal? Or
that was the second episode. That was the next episode. That was episode 2.
So they go.
So they're currently Canal. Yes, yeah. So they no. So they currently So they go to America, and then they were in South America, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so they were in South America, and then they kind of go through the Panama. Yeah, they go through Panama, I think, in the last season. So they're on like the Venezuela side of South America, and so they cross the North Atlantic basically to get to Spain.
No, I just wondering because if you go from Japan to America, all right, that's easy. That I understand. But when you
they go to Japan, they go to California, and then they go from California to South America, and they go. I'm pretty sure they go through the Panama, unless they went all the way around. I can't remember this in the series, but basically they get to the other side of South America, and then they go from the North Atlantic into Spain, right? And so they go to Spain, and we have fun times in Spain. They revive a bunch of people in Spain, and they get olive oil, which is big. But before that, Y-Man shows up, and he's sending out a message called, "Do you want to die? Do you want to die? Do you want to die? Do you want to die?" And so that's kind of foreboding, I guess. Yeah. So they get the and then the last part of the last episode was the Suez Canal is blocked by tree debris, so they fire a rocket at it and open up the Suez Canal.
All right.
And so that basically is how that goes. So yeah, it's continuing. It's fun. It's fun times. Dr. Stone is Dr. Stone. It's good. I guess the one that we can now talk about that's a bit more like both of us is Deimos.
Yes.
Demons. The demons, Ellie. The demons.
Oh, the Shadow Realm.
They're from the Shadow Realm, even. Yes. So I'll let you kind of take lead on this one a little bit. Talking about
it's the first episode, so we're going to do like a play-by-play vibe.
Yeah, we don't have to do a play-by-play, but like the general gist is they're living in a village up in the mountains that's very old-fashioned, right? Very traditional, right? Feudal, one would say, yes. It is set in modern day though, and we get that when helicopters start showing up to attack the village
with guns and combat knives,
and they think that they're dragons, which is kind of funny. And we get kind of introduced to the fact that so there's this girl called Gabby who has like a chomp demon that bites people in half, and there's big gore. Things go to shit really quick, basically.
Yes.
And one of the things I will say is there is like a lot of comments about how this first episode is a bit confusing because a lot of stuff kind of happens at once and it's not really explained.
Yeah, but I'll repeat myself. That's
because we talked about this before the cast, but I'll let you kind of.
That we are living in the perspective of the protagonist. The protagonist sees a bunch of weird people with weird weapons showing up and killing a bunch of people. And so he goes, "Oh damn, that's weird. I'm going to do what I can to stop them," or I suppose. And this one trader guy that goes down the mountain and comes up and trades suddenly can hold his own against a bunch of paramilitary personnel. That's weird. So and he has a mobile phone and can call people and call for a car, even when he's supposedly living in a feudal world. That's strange. And there's this girl imprisoned in a cage, and there's this other girl that says that she's that's the sister of the guy in the poster. But this girl that shows up with the military says that she's the sister and kills the sister in the cage. That's weird. Although there's to skip a little bit into talking about outside of summarization. I think the girl in the cage, the fake sister, was a blood puppet of the grandma. Do you think the same?
Maybe. I'm not 100. But this is the thing, right? There's room for like interpretation and theory crafting because it's kind of vague as to like what the fuck's actually going on here.
Yeah.
And my point was when I was talking to Ellie about this before the show is that it's very deliberate. Like it seems like we're getting thrust into this the same way that the main character is getting thrust into this. And that's kind of leading to a lot of people being like, what the fuck is going on, right? But that's the point, right? Is it's supposed to be confusing. And we are getting kind of hints and pieces here and there of like, okay, there's demons, people have, access to these demons, and some people can see the demons and some people can't. The demons have powers related to certain things, right? So so far it's pretty. I think it's a bit too early kind of tell, especially when it's the author of Full Metal Alchemist, and they tend to be better at the slow burn style, considering like with Full Metal Alchemist how long that was, right? And how stuff gets kind of drip fed over time. I have a feeling this is going to be kind of similar to that, where we sort of slowly start to piece together what's actually happening as the episodes kind of go on. But yeah, I would say no, it's good. It's 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 fun.
I see. Apparently there's some modern worlds that this that people know of this supernatural powers. Although I don't think the Japanese government is in on it, because it didn't see like professional army that was invading this place. It was like a paramilitary hired goons situation, I feel. The reason why I think the grandma's was controlling the sister in the cage with a blood puppet is because grandma was shot of grandma looking to the side, and then the blood did a thing. So I think that's why I suspect grandma. Also, other reasons why grandma wants child to be in village, so keep sister in a cage, so brother doesn't go down away from sister, etc., etc. A bit of manipulation. But it's all kind of speculations.
It's all speculation, conjecture, right? Because, like I said, and there's room for that because it's got that kind of room to come up with fun stuff. So yeah, I'm keen to keep up with it. We will be watching. Looks very fun. So, what's our next slide? Last slide, I assume.
No, we got our barbarian princess.
Barbarian. Shit! Bride. Sorry, I'm tired. So, all right. So I watched this. It's fucking Kino. It's really good. So this one was one that I initially was not interested in, purely because when we were looking at the seasonal chart last time, right, I saw like the visual for it, and I'm like, this looks kind of generic-y. Like the guy, he's like an old guy with a white beard, and you got the blonde girl, night girl. One of the like posters has CGI, right? CGI man looking guy, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this looks kind of if, right? But if you've got the bot going, right, then you start watching the actual show. I'll go.
I dropped TFA
ATF
guy.
man gone. ATF guy gone. You get kind of shot like facial expressions like this happening. Because I was seeing clips. I was seeing clips from the show, and I was kind of like, this actually looks kind of good. Like, it's the 2D animation side of it actually looks kind of well animated. There's some really expressive facial expressions going on with our main girl here. And the art style is also very interesting because there's a lot of very thick black lines I notice on a lot of things. Like, it's like on her hair and such, right? Like, there's a lot of very thick line art going on, which I find to be kind of interesting. And so I decided, okay, I'll pick it up, I'll give it a go. And it's this interesting mix of comedy and seriousness, right? Because on the one hand, you have super serious, we're at war with this barbarian kingdom, we're invading because there's a famine, and there's some big politics stuff going on where the nobles are eating, but they're making money off the war, so they don't actually want the war to end, and there's big stuff going on, and we'll get to kind of the misogyny later, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's some like deep, big themes going on here with some stuff. But that's juxtaposed with funny, haha, the barbarian wants to make you the wife, and he has a big dick. Humor. Right?
Yeah.
Going on. So it's because I'm not going to do like play by play, but basically she gets defeated by this barbarian and he kidnaps her. She wakes up in like a cell, chained up in like slave robe rags, right? And again, very well animated. Not necessarily itchy, but it's very like they don't shy away from showing like what they need to show, right? Like there's no nipples, but they show what they need to show, right? To make
long hair across breasts.
And you can see her abs, and there's another girl that's like a barbarian girl, like a younger, like darker skinned girl who shows up and I'm assuming is kind of like the guy's like maid or whatever, or like the barbarian equivalent of a maid, and is basically like commenting about how her body looks great. And such, but she, like, our girl is expecting like, oh, I'm gonna get tortured for information, they're going to rape me, they're going to fucking like sacrifice me on the blood altar or whatever, and so the maid girl walks in.
It's all reasonable expectations, basically.
Yeah, the maid girl comes in and it's like pulls the chain, pushes her up against the wall with by stringing her up. What are they gonna do? Oh, she's just giving her a bath. She's just washing all the blood and grime off her. Oh, but she's got like these nippers and oh no, she's gonna torture. No, it's just clipping your nails. She's clipping the nails, putting her in the kind of like dress garb thing, right? So there's like she's got like this whole time, like I think the gag of her having all of these like wild, I'm about to get like my heart eaten or whatever when the actual like barbarian shows up, and and she's like, you're gonna do all this thing to me, I'm strong, fuck you, and he's just like, nah, I'm just gonna make you my wife, and then she just starts freaking out like, what? Who's wife? I think that was the funniest one, Ellie, is the one where she's like whose wife? My wife. Whom? Me, you. You. And then we get kind of the flashbacks, like 7 years ago flashback, where she's in the capital and she's a prince. So she's a princess, but she's all like wanting to be like a knight because she wants to help the
protector of the people.
Noble, yeah. When like it's assumed the brother and who is like seems to be the one in charge of things, and the nobles don't seem to actually give a shit about people starving to death on the street. And they're all basically kind of like, oh, why haven't you taken a husband yet? Know your place, woman. Women can't be knights. Why would you be a knight? Oh, it's such a waste of a fine woman to be. It gets kind of heavy, right? With the misogyny. And it's very, again, I like this juxtaposition that it's got going on here, where it's got like, no, maybe not necessarily societal commentary, but it has this very serious undertone of deep societal issues within like the kingdom side of it that are not being like shied away from and are being directly presented, then being juxtaposed with, you know, maybe these barbarians aren't so bad.
No, and also it's kind of, you know,
because you did watch it, so I'll let you talk.
There's also like this great hypocrisy where the brother goes, you have to marry, you have to bear children. That's what we want for the people, not for the people. For
that's your role as a princess woman.
But then Retsu, when she wants to, as a noble, protect the people, care for the people, no, don't do that. That's a farcical. We have entertained your childish notions for long enough. So the childish notions of wanting your people of your kingdom to do well, fuck that.
Yeah.
Get fucked, get pregnant, pump out babies, woman. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So
make the babies.
That's your role in life. Get them birth another cock. That's what you want. That you want.
Birth another cock. Well, speaking of cock, the gag at the end of the episode where it turns out that was a dream, and the barbarian is like sleeping next to her, and he moves his leg, and the sheet comes down, and man's got the biggest morning wood. That's like just full on lightsaber, right? Like full on lightsaber dick. Like the sheet comes off it, and she's looking at it and just starts freaking the fuck out because he's got a monster magnum dong, right? This barbarian's magnum dong,
as befitting of barbarians. I did.
And I get
one funny joke, right? I did find it funny that we have barbarians have a tradition of taking female knights as wives.
Yeah, I was literally about to talk about that one. And it cuts to like just the fucking barbarians just carrying all these women. His female knight.
The fantasy trope of getting you're getting yourself a female knight.
Yeah, and so I guess the only part we haven't talked about, I guess, is like there is a big kind of battle scene that happens that like there's some CG going on, and it's not great. It's not the worst we've seen, right, from CG usage in anime. But I would not describe it as very well, like in comparison to like how well animated the 2D segments are, right? Like anything 2D is like pretty good, right? And that kind of doesn't help the CG because it makes it worse, right? When you have good 2D mixed with, I mean, I would call it like round average, right? CG. Although I will say, like, I was kind of surprised when you've got this like fight going on, and then all of a sudden the knights are pulling out fucking muskets.
I think it's not.
You've got this like fight going on, and all of a sudden the knights are just pulling out firearms, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And then, I mean, they weren't very effective against the barbarians, to be fair, but it was kind of like I was like, oh, okay, I see it. And then her armor, right? You kind of see it in the picture that I brought up. She's got this, they call it like crystal armor. So, like, it's a see-through sort of helmet where it's like, at first I thought it was just kind of like, oh, we're like seeing
an animation convenience.
Like I thought, but no, it's actually a like glass transparent helmet made out of like a crystal or something, right? And I thought that was kind of cool. That's interesting. It kind of reminded me of like the plastic knights and Arc Knights. They have like a sort of aesthetic like that, where they have knight armor, but it's translucent because it's like perspex and stuff, right?
Yeah, so I did. One other minor detail is that just lore detail that I thought was nice was that when the princess said, "Oh, you have golden eyes. You're not human." Right?
Yeah.
There was like a lore bit, like, "Oh, golden. Oh, he's a very big man, like 3 meters tall, it seems." And
he's
like a orc size giant.
Yeah.
With golden eyes. Yeah. So yeah, what is this world actually where this guy is massive and has golden eyes? What is the world that they are living in? So that's interesting. Main girl is funny. Guy is pretty is funny when he says, "Our great tradition, our noble tradition of taking knights as our brides." And I kind of my fear of the social critique side is that it's just going to be kingdom bad, barbarians good.
Yeah, I am hoping that it is going to not necessarily be like so basic in that.
It could be very flat. Yeah. That's kind of just
It could be very flat, yeah. Like, especially when we've got this juxtaposition going on between like comedy and seriousness, right? I'm interested to see if they can pull it off, right? Like, it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off. It's going to be hard to pull off, but we'll see. But so far from this first episode, it was very entertaining, it was very funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
It's fine if it's not going to be a massively deep critique. If they don't harp on it when it's not. If it's going to be vapid, if they're cooking water, then it's fine if they drop it and not serve it. If I'm going to belabor the analogy.
Yeah.
And anyway, we have one more page.
It's
like 3 of my shows. Oops.
Oh, lovely.
And one of show we haven't watched yet.
Yeah. Oh God. Rip.
Anyway, first up, Snowball Earth. Naretsu, a grade schooler, gets in the robot and saves humanity.
Oh shit! Where have I heard this before? Where have I heard this before?
And
it's never been done before.
Yeah, and he saves. He gets in the robot when he's like 9, and for the next 5 years, humanity is getting invaded by like frilled necked lizards, basically big lizards that humanity has no chance to defeat. Giant sized, of course, and they come from space. So, mad scientist makes a robot. Robot is meant to explode, self-destruct device, but robot has AI. Doesn't really like to be killed, die. Boy gets in robot. Mad scientist says, well, the controls are impossibly difficult to do. The thing is to make to explode. Boy gets in robot. Kills monsters with it. Humanity now has a fighting chance. Time skips forward. The dumb robot is modified and becomes a super robot of the protector of humanity. It actually looks kind of cool. And humanity gets on a spaceship to do the final battle with the infinity laser and what are the super cannons and the 8 swords, drone-controlled mass robot. And our boy has crippling social anxiety because he's spending his entire life being in the robot. He got in a robot, and he never
just didn't leave.
And he didn't really leave. And now he's crippling, doesn't know how to talk to people anymore. So when he goes... when the commander lady calls in from, hey, good job. We are now ready for our final mission. Are you good? He goes, and the robot talks from, yes, ma'am. And then he goes, fuck, I just need to say yes, ma'am. Why did I fuck up so bad? So he's Bocchi the man.
Bocchi the man.
Yeah.
Manned Bocchi.
Yes. Blah 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 blah. Robot. The final battle didn't work. Terrible thing. Robot sacrificed himself by using the original self-destruct sequence, but ejects the pilot, our boy, back to Earth. And turns out that the Earth is now a snowball. So apparently, like a couple 100 years have passed, maybe. And now boy has to protect the remnants of the people on the snowball on the frozen over Earth. I don't think I'll be continuing this. It's the social.
It's not captivating.
It's not captivating me that much. Witch Hat Altair, we talked about it enough.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it already, really, a little bit.
Don't need to. Other Natsu, it's Natsu. It's pretty. It's well animated.
It's pretty.
It's good emotional arc episodes. Main girl has appropriate emotions to seeing her mother get turned into a crystal. The introduction to other fellow pupils is proper from, hey, new girl, I'm going to be super friendly with you. And the other girl, and another student goes, oh, a new girl. Hello. And the last girl is, you, why are you here? You don't belong here. I'm going to bully you real hard. the good old dynamics of kind of joining a mentor club student dynamic things. So it's going to be interesting how that's going to be dealt with. And the last one or two, this show that I kind of watched on a whim is super funny. It's hilarious. Hey! Our girl in the middle, massive otaku for children, for shows for 5-year-olds. She likes to watch the 5-year-olds TV show. But Noretsu, every time she watches a child anime that isn't Usaneko Club, when she's watching some other child anime, the neighbor bonks on the wall.
Oh.
That's awkward.
Oh no.
But it's fine when she's watching like the news or whatever, but she's fine when she's watching Usaneko Club. But when she's watching another child anime, bang on the wall. Stop it, basically. That's awkward. So, she strikes up a conversation with the dude on the left, and the guy goes, "That's terrible. That's basically harassment. I'll talk to him. I'll pretend I'm your boyfriend or whatever." And he tries to do the front door, and no reply. And then, all right, maybe I can do it through the wall in your room. And she goes, no, don't go in my room. He mustn't know that I'm a massive otaku. And then he goes, are you maybe an otaku? And then it's like, oh damn, yeah, yes I am. Oh, I'm also otaku. Oh great. And then he goes,
it's almost like the fucking Girls Can't Be Nice to Otaku show, but just slightly different flavor. It's based on how you're describing it. Like, yeah, not one-to-one, but like very similar flavors going on.
But Natsu, here's the twist on between these two. And then he goes, girl, I'm lying to get into your room. Why are you so trusting? You're inviting a stranger into your room. Can't you be a little bit suspicious of the situation or anything? And she goes, what? Huh? Alright.
What?
Anyway, she puts on a child. She puts on the child anime show. The guy on the you're right to presume the guy on the right bonks on the wall. He bonks back, so it's a manly battle of bonking on the wall.
Bonk battle, as we men tend to do, Ellie, yes. Right? We do bonk battles.
Alright, then Retsu, here's the funny part. He blasts through the wall. Wall broken. Boundaries broken, literally. And then the guy goes, dude, I'm calling the police. And then she goes, no, don't. This man is my god. He is the writer of Usaneko Club.
Ah. Okay.
And he says, right, I am your god. You should make me food. She goes, yes, of course, my god.
Right.
Then he falls asleep. He goes to, black-haired dude invites her to his room, and he goes, girl, why are you just following me into my space? And then she's watching her child anime on his TV. Guy wakes up. Of course, he's still in her room. So he just blasts also the wall between her room and black-haired guy and goes, why are you watching another anime? And that's how there's 2 holes in her room right now. And there's this weird thing where the author now assumes that their boyfriend, girlfriend, the black-haired girl, the the black-haired guy, and the pink-haired girl, because of the thing that happened like in the first minute of the anime, is suddenly brought up in the last minute of the episode. Oh, are we going with that thing? Okay. And
Okay.
sure. And now she just invites these two dudes into her room to have dinner together. While the black-haired girl is I am going to protect you from this guy that breaks through walls and that you revere in a weird way. You're crazy, girl. You need protection.
You crazy ass. Crazy ass woman.
You crazy woman. Just accepting, inviting every man into your room, going into strangers' houses without any preparation or concern. Girl, you need protection. And the blonde-haired guy offer goes, yeah, sure, I am your god. Feed me. You're now my assistant. You have to take care of me. And she goes, yes, I am. So there's going to be a weird, fun, harem-ish dynamic where two guys are very concerned about her, and she has to navigate a weird situation, which is super funny, and I'm going to very much continue watching this anime. Let's see. What is your Yowa Sensei?
That I haven't watched it yet because it literally came out today.
Hey.
So I have not watched that one yet. I will probably watch that later, and I'll get back to you next week. But I have two other shows that are not on that list. Because for some reason Ellie forgot. Yeah, there's no. Where is my apartment complex and my needy streamer overdose, Ellie?
Oh, you're completely right. I didn't. I have the thing downloaded, but I didn't include them.
What did you do? Okay, well, I'll talk about apartment complex while you try and fix your thing
apartment complex.
So
here it is.
So apartment complex is pretty good. It is a short show, so it's 3-minute eps. You know, good old 3-minute episodes. And I would say it's adapting the source material pretty well, but I will say because it is 3-minute episodes, the pacing is lightning fucking fast. They are rushing that shit so hard. Big rushing going on, Ellie, to get to, the content. Which again is just a byproduct of it being a short show, right? But I'm a fan of the manga. I've been reading the manga all the way up to where it's currently translated, and it is a very fun series. And the basic premise is you have this apartment complex that's filled with all of these housewives, right? These kind of like single. Some of them are single, some of them are not, but they're all of these housewives, right? And they all have their own unique little fetishes, right? And there's this mysterious organization that's delivering these girls libido cloths, which are basically like outfits tailor-made to their particular fetish that give them essentially like superpowers, right? So the first episode is about the Shotokan girl, who has been renamed to the Kidnapper girl, who is very touchy-feely with the kid. Very touchy-feely with the young boys, Ellie. It comes up in the episode. Someone is like complaining about it. Like she's, maybe because the main protagonist is the son of the guy who owns the apartment complex, and he's been tasked with kind of keeping the peace, right?
Yeah.
Caretaking. He's caretaking the apartment complex. He's also a showtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes to the girl's house and is like, hey, you're being a little bit weird with the kids. And she's like, what do you mean I just love the kids so much. How dare you? I'm such a... And then the libido cloth shows up and we cut to her using a fucking collar attached to a fucking rope to like drag a kid to her house.
Oh.
and she's like, "Oh yeah, what's wrong with taking some kids back home for some stuff?" And he manages to defeat her because she like shoots the claw into like the power poles and gets electrocuted,
Yeah.
and that breaks the libido cloth because they all have like a gem in them that's like the magic transformation, right? And so each episode is probably going to be about one of these girls, I would assume. I think the next one will, if I remember the manga, is the exhibitionist girl, who like shoots. She's got like a thing on her arm. You can see it in the image, right? She has like a thing on her hand that like shoots nude photos of herself.
Let me put this above.
And she's been spreading like nude photos of herself all over a fucking apartment complex. And so sheer power, she just shoots nudes out of her fucking hand. So yeah, it's a fun series. I highly recommend reading the manga because the manga is actually really, really good. It's got really good art, and it's a very fun series to read, especially when you get into kind of more of the crazier kind of fetishes that start showing up. It starts to get very, very funny. So I would highly recommend it. It's definitely a fun show. So I guess we can talk about Needy Streamer, which I assume you watched as well. Gone but not forgotten. So what was your take?
It's surreal. It is
very surreal.
It's unfocused. It's chaotic. It gives like a super
schizophrenic, maybe a little
bipolar.
Yeah, a little bit BPD,
unmedicated, bit... you might say. It's unclear what is actually happening in the show and what isn't. What is reality, what is fantasy, what is just an allegory, what is an analog. All that stuff is very unclear. The show seems to say that everybody's worth is measured in social media presence and follower counts, but that might just be what the people in the social media bubble think, because what the
because you have like because we want there's no point in actually doing a play-by-play on it because of how fucking absolutely insane it is.
A chronological.
But the section where they're doing like there's an interviewer who's interviewing K Angel, who is like the main streamer persona of the main character from the game, who is Ami-chan, right? And in that, like, you see kind of like these snippets of like what looks like real life people talking about K Angel, right? And
how she's a bad influence on society and
on
whatnot.
Kids, you're doing all this, so and so and so and so, and that makes you, I like that leans into your hypothesis that there's like the real world and then there is kind of the online world in a sense, but there's no real like distinction in the show. It's not like people transport, right, online, offline, right? It seems like it's more kind of like merged together in like a hodgepodge kind of way. And I'm wondering if that has a lot to do with what I think the messaging of this, because it's very clear that they're trying to push like, I don't want to necessarily say like a political message, but it's definitely pushing a message.
Societal.
Like this society that values like content and streaming and inauthenticness, right? Like being inauthentic is kind of wrong, and there's problems with that. And how is this like affecting the people that are in that space? And that's kind of like, because I watched like a video to kind of get me a recap of the game, right? I watched a story analysis of the game, and the game is very much about that. There's no good endings in the game outside of getting the girl to go to the hospital and like not just leave online, like touch grass, right?
Well, there's kind of like endings that are. There's the one ending which you just make her sane and normal, and then the game is over because she stops streaming, and
the game kind of punishes you for that too. It kind of tells you, well, that was boring.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I think it's part of it, yeah.
And then there's another ending where she is a streamer, but she's not going insane in love over you, but you actually form something of a normal relationship.
But
she doesn't kill herself. She doesn't become wildly
she gets like a
schizophrenic.
music deal. There's one where she gets like a music deal, and then life kind of like seems really, really good. But then it's like in the background, it's like she's still bored as shit, right?
Yes,
it's
that's
kind of like
one of the endings, right? Yeah.
well, there's like fucking 20 something.
Yeah,
endings,
like
right?
a bunch.
So, but like this is kind of the thing: is the game is very much centered around this like idea that the internet, or at least like the conceptualization of the internet shown in the show, is not healthy, especially for individuals that have mental issues, like the main character, Ami-chan, right? Because there's like indications of the like, you know, parental abuse and bullying going on in her past, like because there's snippets you get, right?
Yeah.
There's even like implications that the player character P-chan, right, producer Chan, isn't even real and is just a hallucination from her. Like there's a lot of roots and endings and different like interpretations that kind of push that idea, which is very interesting. So I'm interested to see where this goes on the one hand, right? But on the other hand, I'm wondering if it's going to suffer from the same kind of issue that Monkey Show Darwin Incident suffers from, where the political bias and messaging of the show is going to overshadow the actual narrative in a sense, right? Where we take kind of like these weird side, because I don't know if I mentioned this in the Darwin Incident when I talked. Actually, I didn't talk about the finale of Darwin. Now that I think about it, I can't remember if I did not. I guess I'll talk about it now because, like, in the last episode, right, you have this scene where they're in a supermarket, right, and everyone's kind of afraid of Charlie, and he kind of like interacts with this kid, and the kid is like, you know, it's a kid. He doesn't really give a shit, right? Because he's just weird monkey man, right? Like he doesn't care. And these guys are like causing a bit of a trouble, and the lefty girl, the girlfriend girl, right, is like, oh, you guys are like open carrying in the supermarket. You're more dangerous than Charlie is, right? Trying to make kind of like a political point in a sense around that, like, oh, open carry is bad or whatever. Not, and this kind of shows a problem with the author being Japanese, I believe, right? In that this is put Darwin back, this is a small town in Missouri where it is legal in Missouri to open carry unless a business specifically has a rule against it, right? So you can open carry as long as the business itself specifically indicates that it is, you know, that you can't. The problem is, why would pointing out the fact that they're open carrying be an issue for anyone except the girlfriend character? Because if they're in a culture, like they're in the small town culture at the small town grocery store, where that would just be normal, right? So her going, oh, well, no, you're more dangerous than Charlie is because you're open carrying, and then everyone claps, right? You know, like everyone's kind of like agreeing with her. Like that doesn't really make a lot of sense, right?
Well, in the context, the accusation was, did the open carry guys accuse Charlie of being dangerous?
Well, in a sense, like I mean, everyone's afraid of Charlie in the situation because they think he's dangerous, right? And she's trying to, but the problem is most of the people wouldn't think the open carrying is dangerous. That's the problem, right? Like you wouldn't, like if it's normal to do the thing, and there's people open carrying all the time in the state because it's legal and people do it, right? Like there's no danger, essentially, right? At least from the perspective of those people, right, in that culture. Like if you're in a different state where open carrying is maybe not illegal, but it's less common, right? And it's not something that's really societally like if it was in Europe right, Ellie, and you're at the supermarket and you just see someone with a handgun that's not a cop, right, strapped to their belt openly, and you can just see it, right? Like, you're going to have a different reaction than if you grew up in a small town in Missouri where everyone just has a gun on their hip, right? And it's just normal. And so that is where kind of I felt like the politics of the author, because I've heard that the author is kind of a lefty and is a little bit like, well, it's a mixture of politics and also just not like doing enough research into the setting because it's set in America, right? Like, it's a Japanese person writing a story set in America. And these kind of like discrepancies can be kind of interesting to analyze, like I am now, right? From a like a perspective of how from the perspective of like someone that doesn't live in that place interpreting things from that place and remixing them. It would be like, someone from America making something set in Japan, right? And how they would do things and probably get cultural elements wrong, right? If they didn't do proper research, right? But the issue when it comes to Darwin incident and looping into kind of like the needy stream overdose thing, right, is because it kind of derails like that situation. And if you do actually know enough about America's like legal system and culture, right, it sort of detracts from, like, you see what the author's trying to do, but the political message that's trying to be kind of implied distracts from what they're trying to do, if that makes sense. Because like there could have been a way that they could have done the same thing, indicate that Charlie is less of a threat than the big, burly guys with the guns on their hips, right? Without sacrificing, that would make sense in the setting, if that makes sense, right?
Well,
there are ways that could have gone about it.
Well, the thing is, if you can point the hypocrisy of me driving a car and hey, you're if I would say that, hey, it's dangerous to ride a bicycle without a helmet, me sitting in a car, me in a car can do a lot more damage to myself and others in a car than you could ever really do on a bicycle without a helmet. You have to put in real effort.
Well, the thing is you're not trying to convince a bunch of people that are in a culture in which, like, again,
it's not an impossible. It's not. I don't feel that.
That's what I mean. This is what I mean by like there is a way they could. This is what I mean by like there's a way they could have done it that made more sense in the set. Because if you just go, oh, like the danger is not coming from the fact that they're big burly guys with guns. It's just the guns existing in the situation. Like it's like saying open carrying is bad as a political statement, right? Open carrying itself is the danger when you're in a situation where most people in that situation are not actually going to think that that's dangerous, right? So it doesn't make sense that would be the argument being used, and also that it is convincing to the people that are in the supermarket, right?
Anyway, that's the issue. I can see why pointing out hypocrisy in a sense, that hypocrisy in saying that somebody is dangerous for their potential danger when you yourself are carrying a far more lethal potential than your bare hands. That hypocrisy.
The thing is, Ali, like I said, it wasn't specifically like, because I see what you're saying, but it wasn't about just the gun itself. It was about open carrying in the supermarket as a thing, which is like a debated gun rights issue topic in America, right? But that would work if you were in a state in which that is a debated topic, but they're not in a state in which that is a debated topic because it's already legal, right?
But anyway, that's the thing where I see the thing goes. Yeah, that's a valid hypocrisy.
It would be like saying, like, Ali, it would be like saying, oh, abortion is like really, really weird and dangerous in a state in which abortion is legal. Like, it's already a settled issue to most of the people in that state. They voted for it to be legal, right? There's no real debate on it now. It's fine. But no, moving on, like to loop back to the DD stream earlier, because my whole point with this side tangent, I guess, is kind of that I'm worried that the message, right, in a sense, is going to kind of overshadow any sort of like narrative that they might want to tell here.
But you know, back to Needy Girl Overdose. I am kind of interested in like the surreal portrayal.
Yeah, the visuals were really good. Like on a visual level, it looked fairly, and so, you know.
Other things is that the anime, they made the right choice in introducing like a rival streaming group, because following the game story would be rather hard to do and weird.
I don't really think the game story would work in a medium that's not a game, right? Because it is very tied into the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Like the narrative.
I mean,
I don't think it would really
work. But it would be a rather straightforward story, and that doesn't really capture.
I think because like I get the feeling that this is like almost like a sequel to one of the endings, if that makes sense, right? Like maybe not one that was in the game, but like we're already at the point where she's got like the 1 million subscribers or whatever, right? Like that was kind of like the beginning of the episode where she hits 1 million, she's doing her big stage performance, right? And so it almost feels like this is a direct continuation rather than a thing. I don't think you need any like prior knowledge of the game to really understand what's going on, though, right? Like I only watched that video just to kind of give me a bit of a refresh to kind of talk about it. But I think that if you go in like completely blind, like I actually did, because I went in completely blind before I watched the video on the stuff to refresh myself, I think that you probably won't have that necessarily that big of a problem, especially if in the next episode, which came out today, I've seen some clips on Twitter as I've been browsing. If the next episode focuses kind of more on this like streaming group and the friend character who gets free, because we didn't even talk about that.
I did check for one second, right? So, one girl is a streamer, likes watching K-Angel because she kind of wants to escape the reality of, and that's kind of the sort of
the very shitty situation. She's got a shitty job. She's got a boyfriend who pushes himself on top of her, right? And big rapes ensue. What Pacific kind of rape is it like? It's not like marital rape, because that's a different one. There's like a different. There's like a Pacific version of. We're gonna get granular with the hyper Pacific type of rape that occurred in the
it was a rape, at least, but
it was a rape. Yeah, he basically is like, she's like, no, I'm tired. Please fuck off, and he's like, nah, bitch, we going. And then so yeah, but I mean, and that gives you an idea of the tone too.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to check. I needed to verify. So she was putting off her. She's removing her makeup because after work, after her whatever job she did, and she's not even finished with doing her makeup before the guy just kind of drags her to the bed. And then next time we see her, man is finished fucking or raping, and she was removing her makeup from from her left side, and she wasn't done. And then next time we see her, we don't see her left side of her face, but we see the right side of her face, and her makeup was a bit purple. But her right, and it was a little bit on her left side. But on the right side, there's suddenly a massive, huge, blue, purple color around her eye. So it might just be a little bit more than a bit of rape. There might be a little bit of abuse.
A little bit hardcore. Little bit,
and maybe a little bit of abuse thrown in as well. It's a bit ambiguous because
lovely times all round, right?
Yeah, it's a bit ambiguous because the black blue eye looks a little bit like makeup, maybe, but it might just be a big blue eye with the makeup still over it.
Yeah, I'd have to reanalyze it to tell.
But it's not a happy. I guess to cap it,
not a happy. Yeah, it's not happy. So I guess to cap it off, we'll keep watching it. We'll see how it plays out. But I do kind of wonder how much the societal commentary is going to kind of take over. I guess. But we'll find out. We'll see.
Yeah,
could be fine. Yeah, it's early days still. But yeah, I guess that kind of caps us off for this episode. I don't think there's any other. But I mean, I guess I could finish off Darwin and just kind of say that, yeah, outside of what I already talked about, we find out the big reveal is that Charlie's actually a twin, and there is another monkey boy. So there are now two monkey boys, and the other monkey boy is the evil monkey boy, who's behind all of the terrorism stuff. Or maybe not all behind all the terrorism stuff, but he's behind the black guy who's the bad guy, right? They're teamed up. So there is some interesting stuff going on there with that. But outside of that, Darwin incident as a whole, right? It was okay, but there's definitely parts where I feel like the political bias kind of seeps. It's a situation where I feel like the author was trying to be nuanced, but sort of fails at it, right? Where they're trying to present kind of this oh yeah, veganism is, totally fine and cool, but I'm a vegan and I'm totally fine and cool and I don't like non-vegans, but so I'll make the terrorists vegan so people don't accuse me of just being a glazer of the vegans, right? And there's a few moments in it that kind of felt like this is the author getting into a Twitter argument and putting it in the work, right? Which felt a little bit But overall, the plot was fine, right? The actual stuff with Charlie and him just wanting to live a normal life while all of this dumb shit is going on, and people are projecting their expectations onto him, right? You have the terrorists that kind of, they want him to be the leader of the resistance, big monkey, rise up animals, you can fight for the animal side, right? And he's just sort of bro, I just want to go to school, man. I just want to go to school. I just want to do normal stuff, man. I'm not. Why does everyone keep thinking I'm some big thing when I'm not, right? And so it was okay. It'll be interesting to see if we get a season 2 of it. I'll be probably keeping up with it if we do. But yeah,
I suppose I think I've kind of rattled. I forgot to mention about Fate, right?
Oh yeah, we didn't mention Fate actually, because I did watch the ending to that, and that was pretty good. It was quite fun.
Yeah. So, Flat's our best boy ever killed by lame dude. The lamest dude in the Holy War kills a guy by proxy by sniper. I hope the guy dies rather quickly. I did Richard's glazing offer. Very nice.
Yeah. But look at all these flaws. Look at what Arthur did in the last Grail War. Look at how bad things. And he's just I love her anyway. I'm gonna glaze her anyway.
I'm going to sing your song of glory to the ends of Avalon.
You've just given me a new song to sing. Thank you, weird twins.
Also, hey yo, you're a vampire. He's complete trash. A massive hypocrite. Oh yeah, I see, you're right, dude. Hey vampire, hey lame.
Clean him up
you're
for
cringe.
me.
Lame. Die.
God, I'm interested in, because there's obviously some deep lore going on there. Because our boy who gets killed, like the vampire guy, even comments on. He's like, "Oh, my homie died."
My homie died. Damn.
Shit. Damn. That's bad.
I like him.
I'm wondering, because I don't know anything about the rest of. And who knows when we'll get another season based on the fucking release schedule of this.
So I did get some tidbits, just for funsies. This Fate started out as an April Fool's when the Baccano author wrote like a super short couple paragraph things about a fate that was happening in the States. So the April Fool's thing was named, if I'm right, what was like Fate Fake States or Fake States or something like that, right? You know, Fate Stay, Fake States. But then it was, oh damn, that's a good idea. Hey, Baccano author, Durara author, you're good at writing 50 plus character stories. Can you write one? Yeah, and
sure.
Then he did. And then
I can do that.
And then he wrote like the Fate Holy Grail with double the amount of people that's in the normal Grail War. That's why there's like double as many characters and it's still good. Oh, I should have known. I should have known that this author was doing it. Also with the Mafia being a big part of it. I should have seen the signs. I didn't. It was my fault. I saw some people, doing some minor lore exploration, and that the swag vampire is not necessarily talking about Flat, but more like an ancestor. But he's still friends with Flat anyway, and so he's kind of more, commemorating the lineage, the bloodline, more than Flat himself. Even though he does. Flat was a nice fellow. Other stuff is not as important. Yeah, like I said, other stuff is not as important. Some minor lore details.
I guess we could say that like it was good. Like Fate Strange, Fate good, very fun, very good. There's a lot of referential winks and nods to other Nasuverse stuff, right? It's very kind of it's a little fan servicey in that sense, from what I understand, because I'm not a big Nasuverse lore nut guy. I watched a couple of
if I would known that one of the 27 Dead Apostles would be listening in,
something or another,
or Lord Van Fen.
Because I watched some videos that while it was airing of a guy who was like, "Oh look, here's all the stuff you missed in the thingy-mabob." Like, "Oh look, it's the Red Hood girl from this short horror thing that Natsu or something, like whatever." Like it's all references of things, right? But I don't think you need any of that to actually enjoy it, so it's fine, right? Like, it's cool for those fans that are, they can do the whole meme where it's like I understood that reference. But for us normal non-Nasu nut people, it's good, But like the actual like story and plot and whatnot and characters are all entertaining. It's all very fun, very flashy when it gets into doing the fights and the animation and whatnot. Now wondering whether or not Gilgamesh lived or not.
I think he'll live.
I think he'll live. Yeah,
I've heard that the light novel series is not finished actually.
Yeah, it's not actually done. Yeah, I've heard that too. So that's what I mean. We might not get another season for a while.
It will be very sad. But we have to wait on the light novel series also. So
because it does kind of end on like the cliffhanger. Maybe not cliffhanger, but it kind of does actually. Like because Flat dies and the Watcher guy he kills the parents of the deaf girl.
Absolutely trash parents.
Absolutely trash parents, and is like, because they're talking about cutting her hand off to steal the command seals and doing fucking dumb shit.
Oh, at least she doesn't cry while she's in a coma.
Yeah, he's just like, right, I've had enough of this shit.
Oh, but make sure she can at least birth another mage.
Fucking. So yeah, that was yeah. So that was yeah. So I guess that'll cap off the stream then. Yes, I don't think there's anything else in particular.
Next
that we need
episode
to kind of go into.
will likely be just next week. Well, we have apparently plenty of other material to dig up.
Yeah, we'll pull something out of
and next week we'll see how many shows we will need to add or reduce from this big list we have right now. Because we have removing Darwin right now. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 36, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think like 20 shows that we're having on the list right now.
As we do.
As it is happening every season. And then we dramatically reduce it until it like fits in one page.
Alrighty. So I guess we will catch you guys next time.
Yeah, later.